Kawabunga, people! We're back! We're reacting to set 14, TFT. Yeah, we did this last time. People seem to have enjoyed it. So I'm gonna do this for every set, I guess, now. And yeah, Teamfight Tactics Cyber City, guys. You gotta watch out. You're gonna turn into a cyber psycho. Yeah, you gotta. Sorry, guys. Anyway, this is tactics.tools. This website already has everything. You can see it. Tactics.tools. This is also the website that always people ask me, what do you use for stats? Stats, Explorer, and then you can like juice, you can juice your stuff here. You can put some filters and stuff. But anyway, we're going to check out the new set. Let's get into it. It's very cool so far. I'm sure you've seen some trailers, but this truly has everything, or most of it. We'll get into it. Let's get into the set mechanic first. Set mechanic, hacks. In Cyber City, you will encounter hacks that steer your game in unexpected directions. If you played set 11 with the encounters, similar to that. Unstable components morph every round if left on your bench. So that's basically going to be components with Pandora's items with the augment, right? But only to that component. So sometimes you can drop some of those, right? Because of hacks. So that's cool. Neutral monsters might drop health points. We've already seen that in the current set, set 13. They did a little Easter egg where they put some of these glitches in the game already. And we had that glitch where we would get 5. The entire lobby would just heal 5 health. Very good for the Cambaron trait. There's a similar trait in this set as well, of course. And hacked augment rounds could let you pick 2 augments instead of 1. Now that is very cool. You will basically have the choice between like a gold augment or 2 silver augments where you get both. And you can individually reroll either of those 2 options. So that's pretty cool. Very interesting. Plus augments once banished. Now that is, in my opinion, the most exciting thing. Augments once banished from the conversions have been spotted on the black market. And thanks to a few surprise exploits, they might just pop up in your games. Get ready to think fast. And they mean think fast. If you guys remember, there's an augment, very controversial augment in the past, think fast. Very awful in low ranks, very broken. Starting, I would even say master. I'm going to be honest. With the team planner, starting emerald, my guys. You're going to load up the team planner. You get think fast. It's a prismatic augment. For the current round, your rerolls are free. So you can reroll as much as you want. Many clips of pro players just 3-starring a legendary with this, straight up. In the past, they removed this because it was very broken for competitive. It was straight up, overpowered, no questions asked. Every good player was able to perform very well with this. But yeah, it's back. Very cool. I think it's going to get removed pretty quickly because Riot cares a lot about esports. Recent events may not suggest so. But anyway, so they will probably remove this quickly. So let's enjoy it while it lasts. I hope they won't remove it. I hope they will say, pro players, deal with it. We want to make the game fun for the normies as well. Because I'm a normie and I want to have fun. I'm not really a normie though, because I kind of like feet, right guys? I kind of like feet, guys. You feel me? Sorry guys. Anyway, I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible and get through everything. But I can predict, I will predict 2 hours, 17 minutes. Because we will go through everything. Yeah, units. Let's skip past the units. You can see some of the units. They're very cool. I can sneak peek something. Silas will have a carry augment. And Poppy will have a carry augment. Because I was just quickly browsing through the augments and I saw those in particular. So silver carry augments for 1 costs are back. I want to go to the traits first because I think it makes more sense to look at the traits, because otherwise we're looking at Yumi here and she's an Anima Squad, an AMP, and a strategist, and we're like, what the frick are those, right? Well, I know 2 of them, if they are the same as they used to be, but let's get to the traits first, guys. Anima Squad, at each tier, pick a weapon. So right off the get-go, we're looking at a very cool one. That a random Anima Squad champion fires periodically during combat. Anima Squad champions gain armor, magic resistance, and damage amp. Now this is very cool. If you guys played the Swarm game mode that was made in League of Legends to promote the new Anima Squad skin line that came out, this is exactly those weapons. Okay, there's stuff like Uvu Blaster. There's stuff like, I forgot the others. I'll keep it a stack. But that was a very fun game mode in League of Legends. It's basically Vampire Survivors. You walked around and you would shoot automatically at enemies around you, and it was like a billion freaking enemies swarming you, and you would just get stronger. It was a roguelike, pretty cool game mode. And yeah, they are bringing those weapons. Now, I can already spoil you. You choose weapons at each tier, and this is the chase trait, the Prismatic 10 trait, Anima Squad. Choose an ultimate weapon. It is the train. Yeah, it's a train. A train just rams the enemies. So in the Anima Squad Swarm game mode, you basically had different weapons that you could upgrade, and one of them was a train, and it would just periodically spawn. But with 10 Anima Squad, there's like 10 trains just running over the enemies, and probably one-shotting everything. Weapons scale with Anima Squad star level and stage, so that's cool. You can reroll. This is gonna be like a reroll trait. By the way, Aurora will probably be everyone's fan favorite. Not just because she's busted. Not just because she's busted. Like she's gonna be busted, guys. Like she's gonna be broken. You know, like a slang for OP is what I'm saying here, guys. No, come on. Anyway, so she's gonna be very strong because she's 5-cost mage, but she's also gonna swap places with your units. I'm sure you've seen this trailer, but it's very cool. She's gonna swap places with one unit on your bench, but she's gonna sit on the bench and still shoot and use her ult, and it's very cool. But yeah, this is gonna be a cool trait. We have Seraphine, Silas, Ilawi, 2-cost, 2-cost Vayne as well, okay? And then we have, we should just look at all the units like this, right? Oh, am I a genius? We don't even scroll up anymore. Frick scrolling up. We're just gonna look at the units like this. I think this makes sense. Look, very good drop-down menu, like a Baus. Seraphine, let's read their abilities as well, right? Again, this is gonna be a long freaking video, guys. But hey, last time you enjoyed it, guys. I did a 2-hour video. I'm gonna do it again, man. Who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna freaking stop me, guys? Seraphine, she's an Anima Squad and a Techie. We'll see what Techie is later. She has 4 range, and her ult is ping, 60 mana. Fires a sound wave through the current target that deals magic damage reduced by 40% for each enemy hit. So that is the same Seraphine as the Mage Seraphine from set 12. That was shooting in a diagonal. And so you want to position her in a diagonal and hit the enemy backline, right? Like this. Yeah, cool. She's probably going to be a decent reroll unit, especially since this is kind of like a reroll incentivized trait. Now, again, Silas will have a carry augment. We'll see what that will do later. But he's a Vanguard. Okay, Vanguards are usually damage reduction. We'll see if it is the same in this set. Or shields, stuff like that. Chains of the Pack, 75 mana. Gain max health, okay? And deal magic damage to the current target. If they die, gain an additional health. Wow, okay. So he gains max health for the rest of the fight. So he can stack up. That's pretty cool. And the max health that he gains scales with AP. And then the damage he deals scales with AP and max health. So maybe there's some Archangel combo at some point. But I assume you will need the carry augment to actually make him deal a ton of damage. Cool. Then we have Ilawi, guys. Anima Squad and the Bastion. Bastion is usually armor and magic resistance. Right off the get-go, I can see they're reusing a lot of traits. Lots of traits being completely reused. Or at least the names of it. Okay, so Bionic Battle Bear, 60 mana. Heal a bunch of health, okay, decent amount. Deal magic damage. I'm not going to read out the values, right, because that's just adding things into our brain that will just overflow our brain with all the information. And also these values are going to get changed a billion times because it's going to be PB. Oh, by the way, the reason why I'm doing this is because this set is coming out roughly 15 hours after I upload this video on the PBE is what Riot is aiming for. There can always be delays. Remember, it's a test server, it's a test environment. PvE, right? They do not owe you anything. If it's delayed, you're a moron if you're mad, because it's supposed to be delayed, right? It's just a testing environment. It's not the actual release. Okay. Deal magic damage to the current target after healing, right? And to enemies within 1 hex. Okay. Reduce their magic resistance by 15 for the rest of combat. So she can also keep reducing their magic resistance over and over again. So if you can make her tanky, if you can reroll her, she's gonna fry the enemy magic resistance to 0 at some point if she stays alive long enough. Vayne, 4 range. Slayer. Okay, Slayer is from set 9 is the damage amplification trait. Okay, and lifesteal, I think, a little bit. Bat bolts. Oh no, bonus true damage, right? Bonus true damage, something like that. That was sick. Bat bolts, 60 mana, rapidly fire 3 attacks. The first 2 deal bonus true damage, and the final attack deals like almost 4 times the amount of bonus true damage as the first 2. That's a lot of true damage. And it scales pretty well. Again, I'm not going to look at the scaling. Like, there's nothing to... They're going to change all these values, right? Though the whole point is to balance, right? During PvE, so... yeah, not bad, though. That seems like a cool champion. Lots of true damage on Vayne, as almost always. She brings true damage to the table. 2-cost reroll. 2-cost reroll seems like it's going to be that Vayne with Slayers and Anima Squad. Yuumi. Yuumi was a really big piece of garbage in set 8. And this set is very set 8 reminiscent, right? With superheroes, cyberpunk now. It's like similar, right? The colorway is similar. Everything is a little bit similar, right? A lot of the champions are similar, right? For example, Misfortune is a 4-cost carry again. She uses the same exact ult from what I've seen from trailers as in set 8. So, yeah. Yuumi, hopefully not the same as set 8. That was terrible, guys. She was broken for 6 weeks. Oh, man. People were... oh, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. People were quitting. Like, pretty sure half the player base got wiped out by this champion back then. Passive, gain 3 mana every second per amp. Okay? Amp is something. Amp is like a cool trait, I think. It improves your ultimates and stuff. So, something cool. I think it's a unique trait. So she's an Anima Squad, amp, and a strategist. Active, launch a magic missile at the current target that bounces to the nearest enemy. Okay? Deal 100 or deal magic damage to the current target and less half of it to the bounce target, marking both of them. If they're already marked, deal 200% increase. Okay, so double damage if they're marked. So you want to ult a lot. And mana per second is 3 per amp. Sounds like a cool trait. Per amp. Seems like some value will go up throughout the fight. And then we have Leona, Anima Squad, and Vanguard, and she's a 4-cost. So she's going to be one of the Giga tanks. I assume she gains durability, a lot of it. 60%, again, that might change. That's a lot of damage reduction. Durability is percent damage reduction. Deal magic damage to the largest clump of enemies within 2 hexes, and stun the center enemy. Okay, she has a single target stun. Interesting, they don't usually make single target stun champions. It's going to be very interesting positioning-wise. You want something garbage to be in the center of your clump when fighting Leona, because that garbage will get stunned. And you don't want your main carry to be in the center because you don't want your main carry to get stunned. Enemies damaged by this ability take a certain amount of bonus magic damage from all allies attacks for a couple seconds. And that bonus magic damage scales with her magic resistance. Okay? So she's gonna like magic resistance. Enemies damaged by this ability. So she's gonna be able to be paired up with some fast attack speed carries. Probably something like Zeri is gonna have that. Okay, cool. Very interesting. Very interesting. I like that. Wow. Xayah. Xayah is Anima Squad and a marksman. Straight up a marksman trait. Okay. 75 mana. Impale 6 feathers into the current target that each deal physical damage. When the target dies, the feathers seek out nearby enemies within 2 hexes, each dealing physical damage. So she's gonna keep impaling someone okay? The tank with those feathers. They're probably gonna stack up throughout the fight. And then that guy is gonna die. And then boom! They just freaking go everywhere, huh? That sounds cool. She just busts everywhere. She's kinda like me. She's kinda like me for real, guys. That's crazy, bro. Oh man, I'll play a lot of Xayah. I like self-inserting into video games, you know. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. Anima Squad and Dynamo. Okay, so she's Dynamo. The Aurora, that's probably her own. Like it's got to be her own trait. I don't think Dynamo is a trait. That's just her legendary trait, right? That probably has the thing where she, you know, does I don't know something, man. On first cast, swap places with the leftmost champion on your bench, like I said, and continue fighting. So she's going to be sitting on your bench and going to keep auto-attacking and gaining mana. The champion gains attack speed. Okay, 100% bonus attack speed that scales with AP at 2-star. Okay, 1000 is 3-star. A 3-star legendary should win, right? So that's why this number is silly big. If the swapped champion dies, return to the board. Okay. And she only does that once. So she can die by your swap champion dying. Can you put items on the swap champion? We'll see. Probably. Interesting though. Teleport to hit the most enemies in a line, dealing damage to each one, plus split between all enemies hit. Aurora cannot swap places with another Aurora. That would be funny. Why don't they let that? That would be funny. Anyway, guys, so that's a cool champion. She's gonna basically have like her E, I think, from League of Legends, but way bigger, like huge. Hits the entire board, basically. Okay, next trait, guys. We're probably like 15 minutes in. Alright guys, this is gonna be a very short video, I think. BoomBots. So BoomBots fire a missile every 400 damage dealt. Okay, cool. At nearby enemy that deals magic damage. 10% of the damage that contributes to damage dealt. What? 10% of damage taken contributes to damage dealt. Ah. So the BoomBots need to take damage, right? And they will deal more damage for dealing damage. Oh, I said that very badly. The BoomBots fire a missile after every time they themselves deal 400 damage to anything. And 10% of the damage they took during that time is also added to that missile damage. The missile damage is also base. So 150 at 2, 330, which is a nice amount, at 4. And then at 6, which needs an emblem, there's 5 of them. Fire 2 missiles, each dealing 200 magic damage. Oh, by the way, this is 8 of these mother truckers, so you only need 2 emblems for 10 Anima squads. Okay? Only need 2 emblems. It's gonna be like Rebel from the current set. Okay, this is gonna be a cool trait because I like these skins. I like Battlecast. That's a cool skin series, so this is gonna be fun, I think. Just visually, you know. Kog'Maw is a rapid fire unit and a BoomBot with 4 range. For the next, so he has mana, 40 mana, low mana cost, and then for the next 4 seconds, he gains 50% attack speed, and attacks deal bonus physical damage. So we have a full physical Kog'Maw this time around. 1 cost though, so probably going to be like a reroll unit, right? But not going to be too insane, right? Probably going to be a good item holder of Ginsu's, stuff like that, right? Ginsu seems like a complete must on this bad boy. So Skarner, BoomBots and a Vanguard, huh? Missile defense. He gains a shield for 3 seconds and dredges up a missile. When the shield ends, he hurls that missile at the group of most enemies within 2 hexes around him, which, when they have this little symbol, it scales with his bonus range. So if you can give him something like a rapid fire cannon, he's going to have more range and he might be able to dunk on the enemy backline. He deals magic damage that scales with his armor, okay, to the centermost enemy, and 50% of that value to all the enemies adjacent to them. Okay. At the group of the most enemies. So another center thingy that focuses. This guy probably not going to deal that much damage, let's be real. But maybe you're gonna have like a double bramble vest or something. Probably not. Usually these units don't work. Maybe they're gonna try to make them work. That would be fun. That sounds like a cool unit. Fiddlesticks. Another BoomBot. Fiddlesticks with 2 attack range, which is rare. Like a semi-melee. He's a techie as well. His skill has 50 mana for 3 seconds. Tether to the closest 3 enemies, so his drain. Dealing a bunch of magic damage per second. Split between them though. And tethers apply 20% shred. Okay, shred is magic resistance penetration. Oh, they even say that there. Nice, good website. And heal Fiddlesticks for 15% of the damage dealt. Cool. So it's just his drain. That's nice. And he's a 3 cost. So that's for sure gonna be a viable, like, at least like a tanky bruiser type unit. That's cool. I love these drain tanks. That's cool. Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath is a 4 cost. Very exciting. Cho'Gath is always like a 1 cost piece of garbage. I love Cho'Gath. I think it's a cool unit. So I'm glad he's a 4 cost this time. Bruiser. Okay, the Bruiser trait is back. Probably just going to be health, right? As always, percentage health. Sonic Scream. 120 mana. Lots of mana. Fire a disorienting sound blast in a cone, dealing a lot of magic damage. Okay, no, that's the 3-star value. 3-star 4 cost should deal a lot of damage. That scales with AP and health. Gain max health, okay? That also scales with max health and AP. Get bigger and increase the size of future sound blasts. Wow. That is very cool. So he's gonna be like a melee magic damage bruiser. That is cool. So he's gonna be a carry. He's gonna be able to carry, at least to some extent, right? He has no utility. There's no shielding. There is no... This is a carry. This gotta be a carry. Very cool. Urgot. Nice. I love Urgot, guys. BoomBots. Executioner with 4 attack range. So a long Urgot. Sometimes he had like 2 attack range, right? Or like 3. But yeah, 4... well, this set he had 2 attack range. So yeah. Fear Beyond Death. Okay. 50 mana, and then for 5 seconds, he gains a bunch of attack speed. And locks onto the lowest percent health enemy within 5 hexes. So a little bit longer. But if you can give him a sniper thingy. Not a sniper, but I think... what is this guy? Rapid Fire. The Rapid Fire emblem will give units +2 range. We already saw that in... something... I saw that in like the trailer or whatever. But yeah. So giving him bonus range will make a lot of sense. So he will lock onto that lowest percent health enemy. So if they're not flat health, percent, so he can lock onto a low health tank that might have still more health than the enemy carry, right? So just pointing that out. Attacks also fire 3 rockets, each dealing a bunch of physical damage. Okay. So he's gonna be able to just skip frontline. Sometimes. If you can pair him up with some AoE damage that can poke the enemy backline, like an Aurora, something like that, right? Cool. Each cast, the first time a locked-on enemy falls beneath 15% health, the 95% health is the 3-star legendary, right? That's supposed to one-shot everything. But yeah, 15% health, reel them in, execute them, and grind them into parts. So parts... sounds like items? Maybe you get some item components? Ah, look. Grind item chance, 15%, and grind gold chance, 20%. Let me tell you guys. Grind gold chance for Urgot might be 20%, but for Aurora, grind gold chance would be 100%. Because let me tell you, man, I would empty my pockets if she's grinding on me. Cyberboss, guys. Your strongest Cyberboss upgrades to its final form and gains health. Ability power, and its ability hits more enemies. So your strongest Cyberboss, remember, usually strongest is determined by how many items the unit is carrying. Okay? And if 2 units are carrying 3 items, then the unit you put onto your board most recently. So if you want to enable one, you take him out, put him back in, and he's going to be the Cyberboss. That's what they usually do. Okay, so your strongest Cyberboss upgrades to its final form, gains health, ability power, and its ability hits more enemies. Very cool. I love that. So 2 Cyberboss is 15 AP, 18% health. 3 is 25% health and 25 AP. And there's 4 Cyberbosses. And there's a 4 trait, so I assume there's no emblem, wouldn't make sense, and you can't get more than that. So all Cyberbosses upgrade. Your strongest Cyberboss instead gets 33%. Ah, okay. Okay, so all Cyberbosses gain the previous level of... Okay, so you can play 4 Cyberboss if you want. Kobuko is the legendary. But let's check out Poppy first. So she has the other carry augment. Buckler Toss. Throw a buckler at the farthest enemy within 4 hexes, dealing magic damage that scales with AP and armor. Final form. So that's the final form when she's in the boss thing. To them, and magic damage to enemies with 1 hex. So she gets AoE. She gets an AoE ult, and she also gets a shield from ulting, always without the bonus. But yeah, with the final form, she gets a little AoE. Veigar is a 2-cost Cyberboss and Techie. By the way, what is she? She's a Cyberboss and a Bastion. Okay, so it's probably just armor, magic resistance, right? Cyber Supremacy. Deal a bunch of magic damage to the current target. And again, he gets an AoE ult. Okay. So not only does the ult get bigger, but it's also straight up from single target to AoE. That's pretty cool with this trait. If Veigar is the same star level as the target, deal 20% true damage. If Veigar is a higher star level, deal 33% true damage. So this guy is just a reroll unit. You need to reroll him. Okay, cool. And then we have Ziggs as a 4-cost, which is also exciting because this guy is usually a worthless 1-cost. So that's going to be very cool. Ziggs, Cyberboss, and Strategist. Strategist used to be AP in the back row and shield in the front row. So that could be the same trait again from set 9. Bomber Yordle. Throw a bomb that hits the most enemies in a plus shape. Okay, in a cross shape. Final form. Whole row and column. Ooh, that's cool. So all of the... Okay. Within attack range, dealing magic damage. Okay. And final form to enemies within 1 hex of the center. And magic damage to the enemies further away. Ah, okay. Okay. So he's just gonna do a bunch of AoE damage. It's gonna be a cool carry. That sounds like a really nice, unique design. Again, positioning very important. Positioning so far in this set seems to be pretty key, right? You're gonna be able to outposition this motherfucker for sure. Kobuko, Cyberboss, and a Bruiser. So we have a 5-cost Bruiser. This set 13, we did not have a 5-cost Bruiser. Game over, 220 mana. Massive amount of mana, but 100 starting mana. So they want him to ult at most twice per fight. That's what they usually do when someone has like a gazillion mana. So that better be a really good ult. We have to scroll down. That's how big this guy is. Kobuko is the new Yordle that they made just for TFT in set 11. Yeah. And he was a worthless 1-cost. He wasn't that worthless. He had a cool carry augment, but yeah. So, passive. Attacks deal a bunch of bonus magic damage. Cool. At 35% health, gain a bunch of bonus health. 1,260 at 2-star. That's a crazy amount. Oh no, it's a shield. Okay, it's a shield, not bonus health. It's a shield that scales with health, okay? Decaying over 8 seconds, so it goes down. You also gain a bunch of attack speed, 100%, and Omnivamp, and mana. Okay, so you want this guy to ult before this happens, right? And then you want him to ult again when this happens, because he's gonna get 100 mana. Sick. Active. Briefly gain damage reduction, then pick up a nearby enemy, knocking up all enemies within 1 hex. Final form, 2 hexes, okay? For 1.5 seconds, then slamming them down. That's really cool. Dealing a bunch of magic damage to the target and 17% of the target's max health as magic damage to all enemies hit. Target as well. Okay, so you want him to freaking... What is it called? What is that move called, guys? It's the Pokemon move. It's Pokemon, guys. What is it called? You know, the Charizard picks the guy up, and then in the anime, it flies around the seismic toss. There we go, guys. Seismic toss. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, so he seismic tosses the freaking tankiest enemy. That's how you want to position him. And pops everyone. Wow. Okay. So he's going to be another bruiser carry. There's 2 of them. 4 cost and 5 cost are both bruiser magic damage dealers. This guy has utility because he has stun, but this guy has no utility. So Cho'Gath Kobuko, that's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be cool. Alright, guys. Look, we did 1 out of... Cool, guys. I'm gonna be here tomorrow. That's really fun, guys. No, it's really cool. It is cool, though. It's cool. Cypher. Cypher, guys. New trait. Gain intel by losing combat. Okay, favorite trait already. This is going to be the new Chem Baron, the new Underground, the new Piltover, the new Fortune, the new Heartsteel. It's closest to Heartsteel of set 10. Okay, this is the cash out trait. Gain intel by losing combat. Increased for loss streaks. Classic. You gain a small amount for killing enemies as well, though. So you want to get good losses, not just full open. You want to, you know, sneak some enemy deaths there so you can stack more. You may trade your intel for loot 1 time, only once. You can only cash out once. On either round 3-3, okay, 3-7, okay, 4-3, so that's risky, right? If you start at the start of the game, 4-3 is risky. It's kind of hard to survive. And 4-7. That's going to be like a... I don't know. Maybe you started late and then you just cash out on 4-7. Like maybe you're like Mr. 100 after the first stage. You pivot into Cypher at stage 3 and you cash out at 4-7. Something like that. But even that's going to be tough. After trading intel, Cypher champions gain attack damage and ability power. So you are incentivized to stay in this trait. Okay? And you will get loot. You can pivot out, but they will get empowered. So it's similar to the Chem Baron trait, where the Chem Baron units gain health, right, for skipping the markets. But the items and the loot you will get are not going to be just specific for these units, like the Chem Baron trait. So you will be able to pivot. Okay. Let's get into it. 1 cost Vi. She's a Vanguard and a Cypher. She gains a shield that scales with AP and health that rapidly decays. It's a massive shield though, but it rapidly decays. And Vi's next attack deals a bunch of physical damage. So she's a 1 cost carry, melee carry kind of, right? Nothing crazy. LeBlanc, that's cool. I'm looking forward to her because she's very busty. No, I'm not even going to pretend like I'm going to say busted. I'm going to say busty, man. She has some giant melons, guys. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to be oogling her like the pervert that I am. Strategist, Data Spike, 50 mana. Send 5 sigils, alternating between the current target and the next nearest enemy. So she targets 2 enemies. Each dealing a bunch of magic damage. Every cast, send 1 more sigil. So you want her to just keep casting, and she's going to send more and more sigils throughout the fight. Very cool. She's going to be the blue buff, maybe even Shojin and blue buff, you know? Maybe she's going to run Shojin and blue buff. Who knows? Probably not. But very cool. 50 mana though, definitely Shojin unit. She's going to be probably strong. She's going to get AP from this trait if you want to stay with her. I would love to stay with her, man. Oh my god, man. Then we have Draven at 3. Is this 3 cost or 2 cost? No, it's blue. It's 3 cost. Okay, so Draven is a 3 cost with a massive mana cost. 120 mana for a ranged unit is insane. Hurl 2 massive axes at the most enemies in a line, dealing physical damage, okay? Before returning, damage is reduced by 20% for each enemy hit. So he's going to have like one big burst. He's also going to be able to go 3-star as well. And he's going to need a Shojin, most likely. Yeah, there's going to be an AD, ranged AD carry caster. Cool. Then we have Galio, another 3-cost. Bastion Cypher. Okay, what is Draven again? He's a rapid fire. Okay, rapid fire. Rapid fire is probably attack speed, something like that. We'll see. Rapid fire, I think, was usually the further they're away, the more attack speed they get from the enemy. But we'll see. Galio, gain a shield, or no, gain durability, damage reduction for 3 seconds. Afterwards, heal a bunch of health and send a whirlwind at the enemy within 3 hexes. That dealt the most damage to Galio during that time. Ah, okay, so he's like a revenge mechanic. It deals magic damage and stuns for 1.5 seconds. So you stun the highest damage dealer within 3 hexes though. So you need to position him well. Because the enemy carry is usually 4 hexes away, right? So you gotta position him right in front of him. Or something like that. But then he's gonna be able to reduce a lot of damage from that enemy by stunning them. That is good. That's a cool unit. So we have a 1-cost, a 2-cost, 2 3-costs, and a 4-cost in this trait. There is no emblem. So to get the maximum rewards, maximum intel, you just need to find a Zed. Zed, okay? He's a Slayer as well. That's cool. He throws a shuriken for 50 mana at the furthest unmarked enemy that deals magic damage. Not physical, magic. From Zed. And marks them. Then become untargetable. Teleport to them and summon shadows on every other marked enemy. Deal a bunch of physical damage to adjacent enemies, so he's probably going to use his Shadow Slash, his spin attack, while shadows deal physical damage to adjacent enemies. So everyone's just spinning around, and he's going to keep casting more and more shadows. Very cool, looking forward to this guy. Probably going to be my favorite carry, and when I say favorite carry, it is the one I'll probably play the most if he's viable, because it's a 4-cost melee carry, and usually I like those the most, because you know, usually you play around 4 costs in TFT, right? Most games, on average, you will play a 4-cost carry in this game. And this is probably going to be my favorite one. Divinicorp. Divinicorp champions grant unique stats to your team, increased for each Divinicorp in play. Divinicorp champions gain double those stats. This is literally the heavenly trait or the guild trait. From guild trait from set 7, heavenly trait from set 11. So they're just recycling this trait, which is a cool trait. And then the deeper you go into this trait, the more the bonus is. And the emblem is Omnivamp. Renekton is the legendary. He is attack speed, so just like Wukong. I believe Wukong was also attack speed, if I remember correctly. Vex is crit chance. She's a 4-cost, okay. Gragas is health, and he's a 3-cost tank, is what I would assume. Senna is attack damage. She's a 3-cost, okay. And then we have Rost. Not Kayn, but Rost. Rost is Red Kayn, correct? I think so, if I'm not mistaken. So Rost is armor and magic resistance, okay. Okay, Vanguard, okay. And then Morgana is AP. So they shuffled around the things a little bit, because the 3-cost was AP, the Soraka, for the heavenly trait in set 11. But yeah. And then the deeper you go, the more that bonus gets amplified, right? At 7, it's going to be 18 AP. But then heavenly or the Divinicorp units gain twice. So it's going to be 36 AP for all the Divinicorp units. If you have 7. There's 6 of them, so you need to have the emblem to get 7. Okay, cool. Let's go through the units. Morgana is going to be my favorite. She's going to be my favorite, guys. 40 mana. Hack the target and the nearest non-hacked enemy, dealing magic damage over 10 seconds. So, similar to what we have right now. She's just going to poison everyone. She's going to keep poisoning and poison until everyone's poisoned. Okay. Then we have a Rost, which knocks the target into the air with a huge mana cost, 100 mana. Knocks the target into the air for 1.75 seconds. That's quite a bit. Over that duration, he heals and deals physical damage to the target. So he's gonna have some single target stun or knock up. Not bad. Classic, right? Classic 2-cost tanky unit Vanguard. Vanguard, by the way. Oh, the Dynamo trait is a trait. Look, she's a Dynamo. It's not the legendary for Aurora. She is a Dynamo. Okay, so it is a Dynamo trait. Ah, we're back, guys. Gragas. Gragas. Heal a bunch of health, scaling with AP and max health. Then throw a cask at the largest group of enemies within 3 hexes, okay? Dealing magic damage to enemies within 1 hex. Okay, so he does not stun, or he does not knock them around like the Gragas barrel does in League of Legends, but he does deal some damage. I guess the damage is not going to be that impactful. It's just going to be his healing. His healing is going to be big, and he's a bruiser, so he's going to have lots of health. So the percentage health healing is going to be great. Okay, classic. Then we have Senna, a Slayer, okay? Slayer is cool, okay? Slayer, ranged character, because usually Senna is like a rapid fire or a sniper, always those, right? But Slayer seems interesting. Iron Beam, 100 mana, and she starts with 0, again, subject to change. Passive, attacks deal physical damage to enemies adjacent to the target. So she has the AoE attack from, from League. The Q, I guess, something like Q, right? Then active, fire a beam 2 hexes beyond the current target, okay? Dealing physical damage to enemies hit. So 2 hexes beyond the current target. So it's 3 hexes to the backline from the front. So she's not going to quite reach the backline, even if you put her right in front of the tank. And if the tank is in a line, is lined up with the enemy carry. Now, of course, I don't really understand a lot about lineups because my hairline is not very lined up. Vex. Divinicorp and Executioner. Executioner, another trait, recycled from set 10. Remember, the country Samira. Oh, I loved Samira, guys. Oh boy, did I love Samira. Oh my god, man. Executioner. So it's probably going to be crit chance, right? Crit chance, stuff like that. Crit chance, crit damage. Passive. Gain Omnivamp. Okay, she has a very low mana cost, 30 mana. So she's a 4-cost. 2 range, 2 attack range. Passive, gain 15% Omnivamp, 8% of overhealing from Retribution's damage, from just her ultimate's damage, is converted to bonus true damage to its primary target. So if she's full HP, she's going to deal a prick ton of damage, okay? So she wants some more Omnivamp. She's going to scale with Omnivamp, basically. She's going to want it, or maybe she's going to want it, but like a Hodge, a Bloodthirster, cool. Active, send a shadow to the target. Dealing a bunch of magic damage to all enemies it passes through, okay. The shadow then explodes, dealing a bunch of more magic damage, more than double, to the target, and the same from the line to enemies within 1 hex. So she's going to be an AoE magic damage carry with not a lot of range, okay, with 2 range. Maybe you're going to benefit from giving her more range, who knows. She's going to have some Omnivamp built in, cool. And then we have Renekton. Renekton is a 5-cost, which is pretty exciting as well, because usually he is also only like a 1-cost, right? Oftentimes, yeah. He has his own trait, is what I would assume, because Overlord, the image of it is literally a crocodile with its teeth. So I would say this is his own trait, and then he's a Divinicorp and a Bastion. Dominus, his ultimate, deal physical damage to enemies within 2 hexes, and burn and wound them for 5 seconds. So he's going to have the heal reduction. Cool. Gain max health. Okay, so every time he ults, he gets max health. And it's a pretty high mana cost, 150 mana, but he starts with 70. So the first ult is going to come out decently quickly, but it's probably not going to be enough heal reduction. You're probably still going to have to build heal reduction, because you need build heal reduction from the get-go and the entire fight, not just for 5 seconds every time he ults. Okay. There we go. First cast. Enter Frenzy mode, where attacks strike twice. Okay, that's cool. Dealing physical damage total physical damage, and can dash to new targets. So he dashes around then, okay? So he doesn't waste time walking, he just dashes to them after he kills one. So does this Frenzy mode just last forever? Probably. Second cast, Frenzy mode now strikes 3 times, dealing even more physical damage, okay? Cannot cast again, so he can only cast twice. So he can only get 550 health twice as well. Again, I'm looking at the 2-star value. Aha! Okay. Pretty cool. So he's gonna attack like 3 times. He's gonna be a melee attack damage carry, but very unique. I like this. He's gonna have to ult twice. So something like maybe Protector's Vow might be okay. Probably not though, because you don't really... Like, I feel like this screams like Titans, Bloodthirster, stuff like that, right? And I feel like you will... Usually on melee carries in TFT, you don't really have any spots open for something like a Protector's Vow or something. So it's probably going to be just Bloodthirster, Titans, Sterox, something like that, right? Sterox has to be there with all the health. Yeah, cool trait. Divinicorp, very cool. Renekton always going to be strong because the attack speed bonus. Attack speed is the best stat that you can give to a unit in TFT usually, because attack speed means also more mana, more everything, right? You attack faster, it also gives you more mana, right? So attack speed, like, yeah, always, this is really good. Like, you'll play 2 Divinicorp with like Renekton and something, like who cares? 50 health, sure. Resistances are great. Rust, right? And you're good to go, right? And you just give your whole team attack speed. And it seems like Renekton will be a strong unit anyway. Okay, Exotech. This will be a cool trait. Gain unique items that can only be equipped by Exotech champions. They gain health and attack speed for each item equipped. I would assume not just Exotech items, I would assume any item, right? That they gain health and attack speed for. But yeah, so we have at 3 Exotech, we get 1 item, 2 items at 5, 3 items at 7, and at 10 we get all Exotech items. But you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You need 3 emblems for this bad boy. But they will get 500 health per item equipped. GG. And 40% attack speed. Okay. Now let's scroll down to the Exotech items. Exotech items. Corrupted Chassis. All shields are 15% more effective on the holder. Every 7 seconds, siphon 12% of the owner's max health from the current target and convert it to a shield. And that's going to be more effective. Only 200 health on this item though. The item only gives 200 health itself. So that's a pretty low stat item, but the effect is what it's about. So you'll probably have to give it to someone that gets a lot of shields, right? Cyber Coil, a bunch of armor and magic resistance. 40 is a very hefty amount, right? I think Dragon Claw is 50 magic resistance, right? That's a big amount. That's really good. Abilities and attacks. Mark enemies for 5 seconds. Heal for 18% of damage dealt to marked enemies by anyone. By anyone. So you want to give this to a tank that can deal AoE damage with its ult, so it marks people, and then your carries attack those people, and you get your tank gets healed for 18%, which is quite a bit. Flux Capacitor. 15% attack damage, okay. 25% attack speed. Attack store charge at 4 charges, so after every 4 attacks. The next attack consumes the charges to deal 15% of the target's max health as physical damage and reduces their armor by 10. So you want to give this to a Ginsu's unit. Oh, you just want double Ginsu's and this? Crazy. That's going to be enough damage by itself, and you're going to be frying their armor to 0. Cool. Very cool. Very cool. Holo Bow. 15 mana, ability power, and attack speed. Okay. Attacks that critically strike grant bonus mana. 2 bonus mana. Okay. Weird. After casting an ability, gain 40% critical strike chance for 5 seconds. Okay. So you want this on a Ginsu's boy instead of... You want this on a Ginsu's boy instead of a Shojin or something. And you want them to crit. Okay. Hyper Fangs, 20% attack damage, 20 ability power, and 15% Omnivamp. Decent stats. When you damage an enemy, store 25% of your damage dealt to them. After 4 seconds, deal the stored damage to the target and the nearest enemy as physical damage. Physical damage, okay? Cool. So you're basically gonna have delayed 25% bonus damage, but also to another target, so it's more. It's really cool. Okay. Repulsor Lantern. A lot of health, again subject to change, but that's just a massive amount of health. Remember, Warmox is 600. Of course, Warmox has the percentage. Well, this has a percentage as well. Look at this. Gain 5% health, so it's worse than Warmox. But every 3 seconds, deal 8% of the holder's max health as magic damage to all enemies within 1 hex. Okay? So that's going to be really cool. You want to give this to a bruiser. Pulse Stabilizer. Lots of crit chance. 35%. And 25% attack damage. Execute enemies below 12% health. Okay? Abilities can critically strike. Okay? Infinity Edge with Collector. If the holder's abilities can already critically strike. Okay? So gain 10% critical strike damage. That's just the Infinity Edge. And Jeweled Gauntlet passive. So it's a collector with Infinity Edge built in without the gold collection. 7 items. So if you get 10, you will get 7 items for free. Very cool trait. Very cool trait. What the frick is going on? How many traits are there? Guys, I'm cooked. I'm cooked. It's GG, guys. It's GG. Is this even worth? Let me know in the comments if it's worth, guys. If you're still watching. Put a cheeseburger emoji. No, actually you're too lazy to do that because you have to like copy paste if you're on PC. Put a cheese. Just write cheeseburger. Just write cheeseburger in the comments if you're still watching at this point. Cheeseburger, like a bouse, guys. No, guys, I know you're watching on stream. I can see that. Why are you spamming cheeseburger on stream? Why are you spamming cheeseburger? Stop saying cheeseburger, man. Stop saying it, man. You're still saying it. You're doing it intentionally. You're doing it intentionally, aren't you? Anyway, guys, let's go through the units of Exotech. Jax, a 1 cost. Wow. Wow, look at this, guys. I can't believe they gave him a passive. Deals 50% increased damage to any Zoe, Tristana, and Vex. I'm kidding. I trolled the people that are watching this video as a podcast, that are not actually looking, that are just listening to me talking. I know a lot of you are going to do that. Yeah, I got you. Well, I broke the 4th wall, didn't I? I broke the 4th wall right there. And I got you with the joke. GG, guys. GG. You got tricked. No, the actual ability of Jax, well, he's a Bastion, first of all. And he gains a shield for 4 seconds. And deals magic damage to adjacent enemies. That's about it. Nothing special. 1 cost, you know, classic. Jin. We have a Jin. He's a Dynamo unit as well. I can't wait to see the Dynamo trait. He's a marksman as well. And he's an Exotech. So he's a 2 cost with 3 traits. Important to keep in mind for augments like Bronze for Life. Right? Stuff like that. Logic Bomb is his ult. 84 mana. Fire a bouncing grenade that hits 4 enemies. Okay. Dealing physical damage. And 20% armor penetration, Sundar, for 4.4 seconds. Remember, 20% is not enough. Usually you still want the Last Whisper or something at some point. But you can make do with this, right? If you don't get the Last Whisper or the Even Shroud. But remember, those items are 30%. So you still want those items usually with units like this. Physical damage and Sundaring them for 4.4 seconds. The 4th bounce returns to the initial target and deals way more. Like, we're talking almost triple the physical damage. That's going to be a big nuke, huh? Okay, cool. So he hits basically one enemy, then hits the next enemy, and then it bounces onto the first enemy again. 2 cost, probably going to be a carry reroll unit. Sounds cool. And Nefiri, she's an Exotech and an AMP unit. So there's the amp passive probably again. Let's see. Alpha Protocol, 50 mana passive. Just has 15% only vamp as a passive. One range, of course. Naafiri, the dog, melee range. The active deals physical damage to the current target. Then it summons 3 packmates, so dogs, that deal a little bit of physical damage. And 1 alpha, so a big dog, that deals physical damage to the current target as well. But per amp, again, the per amp mechanic, it's going to be +1 big dog per amp. So she can summon a lot of big dogs if you have a lot of amp. However, we will get that. We'll see. We will see how we get that. Then Naafiri also a 2 cost. Now we have Mordekaiser. Exotech 3 cost. Melee range is a bruiser and a techie. So bruiser again. Lots of good bruisers. Gains a massive shield that scales with AP, just AP, for 4 seconds. Slams the current target, dealing a bunch of magic damage in a 2-hex line. Okay, magic damage in a 2-hex line, so probably behind, 1 hex behind the enemy as well. And stun all enemies hit for 1.25 seconds. Okay, so again, it's not going to be often that an enemy will be right behind a tank, but it could. And if it happens, well, they're going to get stunned and deal and take some damage. Varus 3 cost Executioner Exotech with 4 range, of course. And his ult is the Malware Chain. 75 mana. Fire a chain that deals a bunch of magic damage and stuns for 1 second. The chain links to the 3 closest enemies, dealing magic damage but not stunning them. Just dealing also magic damage and half of that initial damage. So he's an AP caster. It's 480 base magic damage to the initial target at 3-star. However, whenever you have a stun, usually you're not going to be a carry. So I feel like this guy is not going to be a carry. But usually ranged 3-cost units, they always try to make them into carries. So that's going to be a little bit of a conundrum. We'll see what they do with that. Or what they choose to do, right? Then we have Sejuani. She's usually a bruiser. This time she's not. She's a Bastion. Okay? So Sejuani is a Bastion here. Her passive gives her 30% more armor and magic resistance from all sources. And she's a Bastion. I think that's going to give armor and magic resistance. And then her ult is blue screen. 150 mana, but 60 starting mana. So still a lot of mana to cast. Active. Throw an EMP at the closest enemy that explodes after 2 seconds. It deals a bunch of magic damage to enemies within 3 hexes. And stuns them. For 1.75 at 1-star, 2 seconds at 2-star. And then 8 seconds at 3-star, but she's a 4-cost. Remember, the AoE stun. She's the AoE stun 4-cost of this set. This is a completely copy-pasted ability of set 8 Sejuani. I've already seen it in the trailer. It looks the same size as well. And it's basically just an AoE stun. It's going to be very positioning reliant. So another unit that is very positioning reliant in this set. Quick little intermission here. In set 8 Sejuani, I pretty much, in my opinion, farmed like 700 LP. That's the set I reached almost Challenger in, and then 8.5 I reached Challenger. I farmed like 700 LP just because of Sejuani ult. Like the enemies are jacking off, right? I mean, there was LeBlanc in that set, of course they're jacking off, and they're not paying attention, and I just positioned my Sejuani well. I was trying hard, and that's what it took. Like that's it. So with positioning, when a set is very positioning heavy, you can farm a lot of LP by just doing your due diligence and paying attention and improving your positioning and doing well in that regard. It's another form of skill expression. A lot of pros love that. I like that a lot. But they moved away from that because they wanted to make the game easier and more casual friendly or whatever. So they started printing these AoE stun units like Elise, like Jarvan in set 9, stuff like that. They just jump onto the closest or onto the biggest clump and they just try to stun as many units as possible. You still can position them well, but it's a lot less important as Sejuani. Sejuani is complete make or break by positioning in set 8, and seems like she's going to be the same here. I like that. We'll see if people like that in general though. Exotech. The last Exotech unit is a Zeri, and she's a 4 cost. She has 5 attack range, so a little bit more than usual. Cool. And she is very cool. It's going to be a fan favorite. She's going to be a Ginsu spammer, so she's going to love the Exotech item, which is the Pulse Stabilizer. No. The Holo Bow. Attacks critically strike grant mana after casting an ability. No. Flux Capacitor. Attacks store charge at 4 charges. Yeah. You know, the one with the 15% target max health damage. She's gonna love that. She's gonna probably go double Ginsus as she always does. And it's gonna be a good time, because what she does is as follows. She has 40 mana only. Dash to a nearby location so quickly. An untargetable Echo lingers. The Echo attacks as if it were Zeri, but deals 50% damage. Okay? Echoes last 5 seconds. Again, I'm looking at 2-star values. And disappear when Zeri dies. Basically, she creates clones of herself, and she goes crazy. She just busts it out. You feel me, guys? Every man's dream is to do it with twins, triplets, quadruplets, whatever, right? This is her, guys. She's bringing the entire squad. She's gonna milk you dry. By herself. True story, guys. Let's see what Twitch chat thinks about this. I want to do it with you. That's my dream. Alright, sir? Appreciate you. Thank you, bro. Anyway, guys, Zeri is going to be crazy. Like, so many little duplicates of her. They're all shooting. Very cool. And then there's the Exotech items here listed as well. That's cool. Wow, what a good website, man. That's why everyone loves tactics.tools, guys. God of the Net. Okay? God of the Net is another trait. So these traits are just alphabetically sorted. So now we're getting the legendary trait of Garen. And Garen is just God of the Net. He has no other trait. Really? That's crazy. Okay. So Garen, after 2 player combats, open an armory of trait mods that permanently reprogram a champion to benefit from a trait, but not contribute. Every time you get a trait mod, the next one requires 1 additional round. So let's summarize that. You put Garen in. You wait 2 fights. After 2 fights, you open an armory of random traits that you have active, I assume, right? And you pick one of those trait augments, emblems. That emblem is not an actual emblem. You can put it on a unit that already has 3 items. It just gets absorbed by that unit. It permanently attaches to that unit. And that unit now can turn, for example, into a rapid fire unit. But it will not give +1 to your rapid fire trait. If you have 4 rapid fire, you will now not have 5 rapid fire. But that unit will additionally benefit from 4 rapid fire as well, which is extremely cool. Now, the next time, you have to wait 3 rounds to get another one. Then when you pick one, you have to wait 4 rounds. And then let's see what Twitch chat thinks about it. I just want to really scold this guy because it's the most moronic thing I've ever read. He just says, pretty much rumble, no? Question mark. Brother man, no offense to you, but I'm praying for you, man. I'm praying for you. Pretty much rumble. Rumble amplifies himself, and you have to pay for his mods and stuff. And this thing is completely something else. It's very unique, very cool. Good job to the developer team. That is a very cool thing because it's gonna allow you to juice up your units. It's gonna add a lot more replayability because you will, put a Garen late game. Maybe you don't. Maybe you find a Garen early game, and then it makes your team so much cooler. It can create crazy interactions. Very cool. Love that. Gonna be my favorite thing about this set, most likely. Okay. Golden Ox. Just to elaborate why I'm so excited about this. TFT is a game that is solved after 2 days. They update a set, they update a new patch. The meta is solved after 2 days. People go on a website, they just look up whatever is the best for everything, whatever are the best items, what are the S tier comps, and they just copy everything to the T. They do not deploy any strategic thinking. They just copy everything, and it can get very boring quickly, right? Because the game gets so solved so quickly because, you know, there's a lot of information on the internet about it. This will require you to think strategically, right? Because oftentimes, let's say you have an emblem, okay? Let's say you have a visionary emblem. A visionary emblem in this current set gives your units more mana. And the game is solved. Everyone knows the visionary emblem always goes on Rumble. No one else. If you find a Rumble, you put a visionary emblem on him if you have one, and you win the game. Enjoy. Because it's just so strong on him. There is no room for, oh, but maybe I could try this other guy with visionary. No. If you have a Rumble, you're giving it to him if you want to win. The game is solved. Everyone knows. No one has to figure it out. No one. Because people figured it out for them. Here, you will get additional kind of mock emblems that you will just have to, on the fly, decide which one out of 4 or 5 choices or whatever it gives you, you will take. And which one will be the most impactful on your team and on which unit it will have the most impact and stuff like that. I think that is extremely cool. And I think that will add a lot of skill expression. Good job to the Riot team. Do you understand, guys? Yeah. Let's see what Twitch chat thinks. So it's like Rumble. So pretty much Rumble, no? You got it, guys. You got it, guys. There we go, guys. I'm glad we're on the same page. Then it's great. Yeah. It's great. It's exactly Rumble, guys. They copy-pasted Rumble. Exacto mundo, guys. Golden Ox. That's going to be a cool trait. Are you ready? That might be my favorite trait. I know I said it like 4 times already. I'm going to keep saying it. Everything is my favorite trait. Golden Ox. Gain damage amp and have a chance to drop gold on kill. Wow. Okay. If you spend 8 gold on rerolls or XP in a single turn, permanently increase their damage amp and the gold required for the next bonus. Rerolls count double towards the gold. So if you spend 8 gold on rerolls, that means because they count double, you have to press the reroll button twice because that will cost you 4 gold, double. 2 plus 2 is 4, times 2, that's 8 quick maths. Men's not hot. Or you pump XP twice, okay? That will trigger the first bonus. And then it keeps going up. And then Golden Ox must have fought last round. So you need to put them in 1 round, and then the next round you can start spending. Not right away. Okay. Okay. So, if you spend blah blah blah, increase their damage amp and the gold required for the next bonus. Okay. Okay. So, basically, at 2 Golden Ox, they will get 18% damage amp and 20% a chance to drop gold from the trait. At 4, they will get 20% damage amp, so only 2% more, but now a 30% chance to drop gold. Again, these values might change, right? And then at 6, they will get 22% damage amp, 50% to drop loot, and 8% chance loot is a component. Okay? Okay. So 50% chance loot, I assume loot as in gold. So there's 6 of them. There is no chase trait. There is 6 and there's 6 of them, okay? And it's a little bit confusing though, because they don't tell you by how much does the thing increase, how much you have to spend on rerolls per turn to permanently increase their juicers. But I'm sure we'll find out when the set comes out. But yeah, very cool trait. Golden Ox. We have 1 cost Alistair. He is a bruiser. He has a passive which reduces all incoming damage by a flat amount, which is always very strong, right? It's like a Mumu from this current set. And then his active is he just deals magic damage to the current target and stuns them. So he has a single target stun. Very cool. Very cool. Then we have Golden Ox Executioner. I watched Ludoc's video. It's a very good video where he showcases a lot of new things of the new set if you want to see some gameplay. Ludoc TFT is the channel. And in that video, he was talking about how Graves will be a good carry. Which is cool. I think. Yeah, I think he was saying that. If I remember correctly, like I watched a lot of new set stuff, so I'm like maybe I'm mixing up people because I also watched the stream of Robin's songs yesterday, and he was showcasing his early access footage. But yeah, he's an Executioner Graves, and he has Buckshot of Midas, which has 2 mana cost. Weird. Okay. That has to be weird somehow. Passive. Attacks fire 5 projectiles in a cone that deal physical damage each. Graves casts every 2 attacks. Okay. So every 2 attacks he casts. So he doesn't have mana. So he just has like a Zeri thing, you know? Like from this current set. Every 3rd attacks, she casts the lightning. His active is dash next to the target and quickly fire 2 empowered shells that deal physical damage per projectile. I think he can shotgun people. I think he can shotgun people. Backshot of Midas. Did I say backshot instead of buckshot? No, it is a backshot though, guys. Oh man. Have you not seen Graves, bro? Have you seen Pool Party Graves? He gives infinite backshots, bro. To everyone. You can get them as well. Oh, he's a freaky mother trucker, man. He's gonna do it in public as well, man. Oh, man. Crazy, guys. No, this is cool. Cool unit. He's gonna be a melee carry. And again, this trait promotes rerolling because you have to spend money on rerolls to get your stuff. So you want to reroll to get the damage amplification. So Graves reroll, they will aim for that to be good. Then Jarvan, another 2-cost Golden Ox, and he's a Vanguard and a Slayer. 3 traits. Okay, those units are usually very strong because giving 3 traits is, a lot. Jarvan, strike the most enemies in a semicircle. Okay, gaining a shield for 4 seconds, plus per enemy hit. So he gets more shield per enemy hit. Okay. Deal physical damage to enemies hit and reduce their armor by 15, 18, 20 for the rest of combat, depending on his star level. So he shreds armor a little bit and is just a shielding guy that deals a little bit of damage, and he's a 2-cost. Okay. Cool unit. Nothing too crazy though, right? Nothing too crazy, but he's a Slayer, so maybe he can carry, but it doesn't seem like he would carry from his ult. Has a lot of utility, right? Then we have Annie. She's a 4-cost. Okay? 4-cost in this set. She's a Golden Ox and an AMP unit. Her ult is called Goldilocks. Costs only 40 mana. She throws a fireball at the current target. She's ranged. I'm saying that because sometimes Annie is like a melee tank in a lot of sets. But she's ranged, for range. Throws a fireball at the current target that deals magic damage and 2 and then +1 per amp. Mini fireballs split between the target and 2 nearby enemies. Okay? So she shoots at like 3 enemies basically. That deal less magic damage each. And every 4 casts instead summon Tibbers. Okay? And then, okay, it says AP scaling on the amp, which is weird. I don't get it. But anyway, we'll see that. And next to the current target, dealing a bunch of magic damage to enemies within 1 hex. So it's basically one AoE burst, but I don't think the Tibber stays alive. At least it doesn't say anything here. But yeah, so she's a single target. She's going to be a good AP carry, is at least what they will aim for her to be. Aphelios, also a 4-cost. Golden Ox Marksman. Fire a Moonblast with only 60 mana, low mana cost. Fire a Moonblast at the largest group of enemies that deals a bunch of physical damage to enemies within 2 hexes, so kind of a small AoE. Now he equips 4 chakrams, plus 1 more for each enemy hit by the blast, that last for 6 attacks and deal a bunch of physical damage each. So he's gonna be like a on-hit carry, but also gonna deal a lot of burst with like AoE. I think he's just gonna be like Aphelios from set 9, right? He's just gonna be Aphelios from set 9, guys, right? I would assume. Okay. I was just looking at my Twitch chat because someone got banned. And I was looking why he got banned. He said, pool party any skin. Do it, Riot. Well, that's a good ban, mods. Good job. Disgusting mother truckers, guys. Anyway, so we have the last Golden Ox champion. And again, there's no emblem. Or at least there's only 6 Golden Ox. Maybe there is an emblem, but you can't. There's no chase trait, so you just lose one of. You just drop one of them late game if you have the emblem. If you find Viego, he's a 5 cost. His trait is Soul Killer, which is probably his own trait, and then Golden Ox and Techie. 80 mana, passive. When units die, absorb their soul and heal. Okay, for health that scales with his health, his max health. Active, jump to the largest clump of enemies within 2 hexes, dealing a bunch of magic damage to adjacent enemies and magic damage to other enemies within 2 hexes. 20% shred all enemies hit for 4 seconds. So he has magic pen, but he also is just an AoE like burst unit, and he can also heal. So he is basically Viego from set 8, the AoE 4-cost Viego. But with... He has no resets, he has no nothing, okay. And has some utility. It's probably going to be like a little bit tanky as well. Cool unit though. It's always fun, that unit, those units. Okay, now we have Nitro, the Nitro trait. Every round, Nitro champions grant Chrome to Robot. Okay, Robot, but spelled a little bit edgy. With like R080T, you know. Personally, my favorite is 80085, you know. That's my favorite thing to type on the calculator, guys. But yeah, every round Nitro champions grant Chrome to Robot based on their star level. So you want to reroll these mother truckers. Each Chrome grants 14 health and 1 ability power. Each Chrome grants 14 health and 1 ability power to the Robot. Okay, so they have the summoning trait, right? This is the summoning trait. At 200 Chrome, it upgrades to T-Hex. Or to T-Rex. I don't know, a 4 does not look like an R to me. That's crazy, bro. Anyway, T-Rex. Okay. Summon, and then at 4, fire a giant laser. So you want to get 4 of these Nitro units. It's like a weird trait a little bit. Because it's only 4 units and it's like very low cost. It's very low cost units. 1 cost is Kindred, Rapid Fire and Marksman. Interesting. So she has both the range carry traits. Her ult fires a wolf at the current target, dealing physical damage. Overkill damage bounces to the nearest enemy. Okay, she's gonna be like a burst unit with 50 mana. Then we have Nidalee, which is also a 1-cost Nitro with AMP, with the AMP trait. Charge Claws, deal magic damage to the current target and magic damage to the 2 + 1 per amp nearest enemies. So she has like cleaving attacks, and she also heals for a lot, and then for every enemy hit a bonus amount. So you want to play a lot of amp with her, or get the amp thing up so she can AoE and heal more. Shyvana is a 2-cost Bastion and Techie in Nitro, and her ult is first cast every second for the rest of combat, so she just transforms into the dragon form. She heals health every second and deals magic damage that scales with max health to adjacent enemies. The healing also scales with AP and max health. Gain max health and 10% damage amp for the rest of the fight as well. And the max health she gains scales with AP. So this might be like an AP unit, we'll see. And then we have Elise as a 3-cost magic caster. She's a dynamo unit at Nitro. And she fires 4 lasers at the current target and 4 more split between the nearest 2 enemies, each dealing a bunch of magic damage and reducing magic resistance by 6 for the rest of combat. There's a lot of armor and magic resistance reduction in this set. Like, not just percentage, but flat amounts. So you will be able to penetrate people to 0 armor and magic resistance and stuff. That's pretty cool. Okay, so this is going to be like the classic summoning trait. Sounds pretty fun. It's going to be reroll on these little units like Kindred and Nidalee, right? 1-cost reroll, and then you just buy all the Shyvanas. If you can 3-star Shyvana as well, that's great. And then you have Elise as your additional carry, and you have this fat robot, right? The T-Hex. Overlord, guys. Overlord. The Overlord trait, the Renekton trait, right? We already read Renekton. He gets the multiple attacks. The Overlord takes a bite out of the unit in the hex behind him. Oh, that's cool. Dealing 40% of their max health as true damage. He gains 40% of their health and 33% of their attack damage. So he eats them. It's hunger for power. It's the anomaly. So he doesn't kill them, but he eats a certain part of them. Ah, that's cool. You can give this to someone with lifesteal and they don't lose anything. They don't lose anything. They're just going to lifesteal back up. So you're not even going to lose that unit. That is pretty cool. Not bad. And especially as a bruiser, he's going to be gaining a lot of health, guys. Wow, the bruiser trait seems very fun. Soul Killer. Soul Killer. Okay. So Viego. Remember, Viego is actually very unique. I remember the trailer. And Mortalk talked about it in the trailer. Gain a hologram copy. Soul Killer is the Viego trait, right? Gain a hologram copy of the highest cost enemy Viego helped kill last round. Okay, last round. So assist, kill assist, you know, he's gonna get it. It has a lot of health, 900 health, not bad. Deals 40% damage, again 2-star values, and has 1 recommended item. So not item from the enemy that the enemy has equipped, but a recommended item. So like, you know, Rabadons on mages, stuff like that. Highest cost unit. So you will be yoinking like 2-star legendaries late game. They will be weaker than usual, but it's still a +1, you know, with an item as well. Not bad, guys. Not bad. Not bad. Street Demon, guys. Another trait with 10. Maximum of 10 with 8 units, so you need 2 emblems to get the chase trait. That's probably going to be super broken, right? Again, 10 traits usually win the game. But yeah, it's hard to get. Allies in painted hexes gain health, ability power, and attack damage. Some hexes are signature hexes and grant 50% more. So with this trait, there is basically half the hexes, I believe, are painted. Okay? And basically, they're like just the hexes of your board are empowered. You put units on there to get bonus stats. And then street demons, they themselves gain double all of those bonuses. And the bonuses are health, AP, and attack damage. And the deeper you go into the trait, the more it gets. And at 10 street demon, it says also paint the town. Not sure what that does. But maybe it just paints all hexes. I feel like that would be not strong enough, because most of the hexes are painted. This is basically the KDA trait, guys. KDA trait. This is just KDA, copy-pasted. This is KDA copy-pasted from set 10. Okay. Not that's bad. It was a cool trait. Dr. Mundo. By the way, guys, I know I'm yapping for a long time, but I think it's not going to take that much longer anymore, because we are going through the classes, right? Or through the origins. And every unit has only 1 origin, right? That's the whole point of these. And then through the classes, we already went through every unit at this point. Like, look, AMP, I won't have to read Nidalee. I already read her. I won't have to read Nafiri. I won't have to read Yumi. I won't have to read Annie. I won't have to read Samira. You know, because I'm already going to read them in Street Demon and stuff. So it's not going to take that long. It's not bad. We're doing well. We're doing well, guys. We're doing well. Okay. Dr. Mundo is a 1-cost Street Demon, Bruiser, and Slayer. 3 trait unit, 1 cost. Okay? That's somewhat rare, I would say. Has that ever happened before? I feel like it has. Maybe it hasn't. I feel like that's really rare. What is this site called? Tactics.tools. Okay, Dr. Mundo. Street Demon, Bruiser, Slayer. Flex on them. Passive. Gain 30% more health from all sources. Wow, that's going to be sick. That's a really strong 1-cost right off the get-go. Active. Flex. Healing. Health that scales with... The heal scales with AP and max health. And then deal physical damage that scales with AD and max health to the current target. Okay. So a 1-cost reroll carry, tanky carry, melee carry. Pretty cool. Okay. Zyra, another 1-cost Zyra, just like last set. 3 in Techie and Street Demon. 4 range. Send a large vine towards the current target, stunning them for 1 second. Dealing magic damage. Send a smaller vine at the nearest target that deals magic damage. It's very weird that they copy-paste a unit 1-to-1 from the current set in the next set. Because they did the same with Morgana as well. This is 2 units. That they just... It's literally the same. It's completely the same. And remember, guys, Rumble. Rumble is Garen, guys. They copy-paste everything. Rumble is literally Garen. Oh, man. They copy-paste everything, guys. That's crazy, bro. Crazy, guys, man. Anyway, Echo. Echo is a 2-cost. Okay? Street Demon and Strategist. Cheeseburger. Someone said cheeseburger. So she's like Rumble, no? Yeah, she's like Rumble. Yeah, she's like Rumble, yeah. Everyone's Rumble, guys. What are they doing? You skipped Garen ability, by the way, no? Oh, I did. You're right. I skipped the Garen ability. Let's go back real quick. So, Garen's ability is called Ban Wave. Oh, I'm Garen. I always ban you guys. And then you guys say, I ban too many of you. But I don't. I should ban more. Gain a shield, a massive shield, for only 2 seconds though. 1000 shield, but only 2 seconds. And then he deals physical damage to the current target. And sends a wave that deals physical damage to enemies hit. If the wave hits 2 or fewer enemies, gain 50 mana. So he's actually like Rumble though. If he doesn't hit a lot of enemies, he gains mana. Wait, he's actually Rumble. I'm pissed, guys. I'm being played like a fiddle. I'm being played like a fiddle, guys. The frick is this, man? Oh, man. I'm getting outplayed by Twitch chat. The guy was right. No, he wasn't right, bro. He wasn't right. He said something opens an anvil and he thinks it's the same as Rumble. Come on, man. Like basically, in his mind, a freaking item anvil is the same as Rumble. An artifact anvil? Oh, boy! Let's open our Rumble. Come on, guys, man. Come on now, man. Strategist, Street Demon, Echo, 2-cost, 1 range unit, melee. He heals and deals magic damage to the current target. That's it. That's all he does. He heals and deals magic damage. Very simple. Street Demon, Marksman, Jinx, 2-cost, 4 attack range. 50 mana, fire 5 rockets at random enemies within 2 hexes of the current target. So AoE, each rocket deals physical damage, and each cast fires an additional rocket. Okay. So she's like LeBlanc, but the physical version. Kinda lazy, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Kinda lazy. She's literally like LeBlanc. Heimerdinger, yes, but LeBlanc is like Heimerdinger. Guys, you probably just arrived 10 minutes ago. 1 hour ago, when I was talking about LeBlanc, it was the same. It's the same. LeBlanc is AP of this. Basically. Similar. Rengar, 3-cost Rengar, okay. Oh no, Jinx is 3-cost, guys. Jinx is blue. I didn't see it. It's like hard to see because her hair is like blue-green, you know. Is what it is, guys. Come on, man. Cut me some slack. Anyway, 3-cost Jinx. So she's not like LeBlanc because LeBlanc is a 2-cost. Now we have Rengar. He is a 3-cost melee executioner, which again I think will be the crit trait. Freestyle, okay, is his ult. He heals and leaps to the lowest health enemy within 2 hexes, dealing physical damage, then strike 2 times, each dealing additional physical damage. Each cast increases leap range by 1 hex. So the more he jumps, the further he can jump. And at some point, he's just always going to target the lowest health enemy. Okay. Not too crazy, but not bad, right? A 3-cost carry. Cool. Melee carry. Brand, will you upload this on your More Shurkou channel? No, this will be on the main channel, bro. This is main channel content. More Shurkou is only roguelikes now and other indie games. Not gonna be TFT anymore. Okay, Brand, Street Demon, Paint Bomb. He's a 4-cost. Again, 4-cost Brand, I don't think ever happened. Brand is always a small idiot 1-cost piece of garbage. Very glad it's a 4-cost here because it's a cool unit, right? He throws a paint bomb at the largest group of enemies within 5 hexes. It deals a bunch of magic damage to the enemies within 1 hex and magic damage to the nearest 4 enemies. So it's like a small AoE with like a lot of, or like it's a big AoE, or no, it's a small AoE with a lot of damage, and then the 4 nearest enemies to that AoE will also take a decent amount of damage. Okay, and he shoots 5 hexes, so he can go pretty far. Maybe you put him in the middle of the board, right? Or like in the middle, in the back row, but in the middle, not in the corner. So he can maybe like, you know, hit either corner with the thing, right? Or no, you could even frontline him. You could put him in the second row behind the tank, in the same row as the enemy carries, on the same side. Oh, he's gonna one-shot this backline, man. He's gonna freaking boust them up. Yeah, he's like Varus. Yeah. He's like Varus from set 12. Yeah, he's like Varus. But AP Varus. Okay. So yeah, and remember, Varus had like positioning where you would put him in the front. Sometimes. Rarely, but sometimes. Nico. Street Demon. Strategist. She's also a 4-cost. She only has 1 range. She gains a massive shield that scales with health and AP for 4 seconds and creates an expanding zone that pops 3 times, each dealing a bunch of magic damage to enemies hit. The third pop chills enemies, which is attack speed reduction, for 3 seconds. So just an AoE around her, right? Yeah, an AoE around her. So just like her ult from League of Legends, right? But she does it 3 times. And lots of, okay, she's gonna be like a melee carry type of thing. It's not stunning, it doesn't do anything, it's just damage, okay? Just shielding and damage. And then Samira. Samira is gonna be really fun. Legendary Street Demon, Samira. And an AMP unit. Dash towards the largest. Dash toward the target, excuse me. And fire a volley of 30. And then with AMP it increases bullets over 2 seconds. Split between enemies within 3 hexes. So she dashes in. She has 4 attack range. But she dashes in and then starts spinning, right? Classic Samira fashion. Each bullet shreds 4 armor and deals a bunch of physical damage, reduced by 20% per hex distance from Samira. So the closer the enemy, the more damage they will take. And it's an AoE around her, okay? When the volley ends, dash back to safety while dealing physical damage to the current target. So that one target is gonna get nuked like crazy. She has a high mana cost though. For the duration of the ability, Samira is unstoppable and has 25% Omnivamp that scales with AP. So unstoppable means she cannot get stunned. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. And now we have the Syndicate trait. The Syndicate trait can go up to 7, and there's only 5 of them. So you need 2 emblems for 7 Syndicate. The Syndicate trait, get a Kingpin hat that uniquely upgrades the Syndicate champion's ability. Syndicate champions also gain health and damage amplification. At 3 Syndicate, you only get 1 Kingpin hat. At 5, you get to choose 2 Kingpins of the Syndicate. And at 7, you upgrade the Kingpin effect. So, kind of like Fairy a little bit, right? Where you get the crown and the thing. But here you just upgrade, like straight up an upgrade on any of your Kingpin unit or any of your Syndicate units. And then we have shurkou. Shurkou is back. He's very rare in TFT. 1 cost. He's a 1 cost Slayer. He's gonna be the fan favorite in this set. He's a 1 cost Slayer Syndicate. His passive is gain 1.5% attack damage for each kill this game. So you want him to get kills, so he can stack up attack damage and become extremely powerful late game. So he's gonna be a 1 cost reroll that can actually scale into a late game, which is very, very cool. Active. He deals physical damage to the current target. Nothing special, right? Just physical damage to the current target with 50 mana cost. But if you do give him the Kingpin selector, his Kingpin bonus makes him teleport behind the lowest health enemy within 4 hexes and deal bonus physical damage. So he's gonna do his ultimate, but instead of just doing it on the melee tank, right, that he's attacking, he's gonna teleport into the backline and freaking obliterate them. Gonna be very annoying to play against, right? Just like any assassin type unit. Darius, Syndicate and Bruiser, guys. Knee Capper is his ultimate. He heals for a certain amount of health that scales with AP and max health. Then he deals physical damage and again 20% armor penetration to enemies within 1 hex for 6 seconds. And then his Kingpin bonus increases ability range to 2 hexes, so his spin gets bigger. Okay? And damage reduced by 10 per hex away, by 10%. And then he heals for each enemy hit. Not for the flat amount, but heals for each enemy hit. So that can be a really cool carry. Wow, that's cool. He can be really tanky, bro. You can like solo frontline him, maybe, potentially. Bruiser. Wow, okay. Maybe play solo frontline 3-star Darius with just 3 Syndicate, just to have 1 Kingpin thing, so you can make him a Giga tank. Then we have 2 cost Twist of Fate. Rapid Fire, Syndicate, and 4 range. Passive. He gains 3 ability power each attack, so you probably want Ginsus on him. And then his active is throw a card at the current target and the nearest and next nearest target, dealing a bunch of magic damage. His Kingpin bonus, throw a random special card at the current target that deals a lot more damage, twice, in fact, as much. Throw all 3 special cards at 3 nearby enemies. Red card hits enemies in a 1 hex area. Blue card deals 50% of its damage as true damage. Rarely, yellow card grants gold. Okay, so the yellow card is a rare one, but it grants gold. Cool. Okay, so this guy is kind of like the Twist of Fate from this set, but he has some special stuff going on, like with gold farming and yeah, cool, way cooler for sure. With the Kingpin bonus. Braum, he's a Vanguard and a Syndicate. Melee tank. For a big mana cost, he gains a big shield that also scales with health and AP. When it breaks, he deals magic damage to the 3 closest enemies and chills them, so attack speed slow. His Kingpin bonus is he gains 20 armor and magic resistance, and every 4 seconds, Braum's next attack deals bonus magic damage that scales with armor, magic resistance, and health. Okay. That's a pretty cool Kingpin bonus. Seems like you could maybe carry him a little bit. He's a 3 cost, by the way. And then we have Misfortune. She's a Dynamo unit, Syndicate, 4 range, and a 4 cost attack damage carry. She has a very large mana cost. She is copy-pasted from set 8, but in set 8 she was an AP carry. Here she's going to be the same, but physical. She fires 8 waves of bullets towards the largest clump of enemies over 2 seconds. Enemies struck take a bunch of physical damage from the first bullet of each wave. And so they say that because you can't just shotgun somebody from the first bullet of each wave. Okay. And 25% less from other bullets in the same wave. Okay, so you can shotgun them. So you can, because remember in set 8 there was this tech where you would sometimes frontline the Misfortune and she would just one-shot tanks and stuff. It was cool. And then her Kingpin bonus is fire 3 more waves. So instead of 8, 11 waves. That's a big increase in damage. She can probably wipe the entire board with one ult with the Kingpin bonus if she has good items. Yeah. I would Dynamo Misfortune too. You feel me? I feel you, bro. I feel you, bro. Virus. Now we have the Virus trait, which is just the legendary trait of Zac. The Virus infects your shop with a 10% chance to spawn a bloblet. So basically, when you have Virus or when you have Zac on your board, when you reroll, you can get these little blobs in your shop. They are just on top of your usual units in the shop. So when you buy the blob, it's free. So you should always take it. It merges with Zac and increases the strongest Zac's max health by 3% and ability power by 5. Okay? So Zac is going to be able to, deal more damage, heal more, and have more health. Zac is a very cool unit. We'll get into it. But basically, these bloblets are just upgrades. So the more you roll, when you have a Zac, the stronger he will get. Basically. These will not take away shops from you. You click the bloblet, and then the unit behind the actual thing is going to appear, right? So you're not going to lose shop refreshes because of these guys. Okay? So it's just free upgrades. But it just rewards you for rolling when you are level 9 or 10. Because he's a legendary, so you're probably only going to find him at that point. Okay? Then we have Virus. We have Zac, right? His passive is at 10% health. He splits into 2 copies with 50% health. So he basically, you need to kill him multiple times. Cool. Well, you need to kill him twice, but like he splits into 2, so you need to kill 3 Zacs basically per fight. His active is bounces 3 times on nearby enemies. Each bounce deals a bunch of magic damage, not too crazy, but scales with AP and health. So it's going to scale up a lot if you buy a lot of these bloblets. And then stuns for a second as well. Okay, very annoying. And heals Zac for an only AP scaling amount. Does not scale with health. Only AP scaling. And he only has his own trait. So he's kind of like a 6 cost. Basically, you can just put him in. He's like a threat unit from set 8. I love those. That is very cool. He's very cool. Now we have the AMP trait. We did it, guys. We don't have to read units anymore. Exciting. Exciting, guys. We do not have to read units anymore. Now we can just read the trait. AMP. AMP champions upgrade their abilities in unique ways with AMP. They also gain health. So per AMP was just, there's no mechanic. You just go higher in the trait. If you have 2 AMP units, you have 1 AMP. If you have 3, you get another AMP, so 2 AMP. 4, 3 AMP, and 5, 4 AMP. So up to 5 AMP units, and there's no emblem, I assume, right? Because you have to incorporate into your skill that it changes your skill, right? But basically, yeah, and they also gain a bunch of health. And then, so the more AMP you play, the more bullets Samira will shoot, the more the fireballs Annie will shoot, and stuff like that, right? Pretty cool. Bastion. Your team gains 10 armor and magic resistance. Bastions gain more. For the first 10 seconds of combat, Bastions increase their bonus by 100%. And that's about it. The goes to 6. There is 7. No, there's 7 Bastions. So you don't even need to play all of them to get 6. And it's just a bunch of armor magic resistance. And at 6, it also, your non-Bastion units gain more armor magic resistance as well. Then the Bruiser, your team gains 100 health, Bruisers gain more. Very simple. There is exactly 7 Bruisers. So again, for Bruiser, you can ditch one of them to still get 6 Bruiser. A Dynamo, that's the interesting trait. Every 3 seconds, your team gains mana, and dinos gain double the amount. Dynamos. So Dynamo, at just 2 Dynamo, every 3 seconds, your team will gain 5 mana, which is pretty strong. At 3 Dynamo, they will get 8 mana. That is pretty good, especially if you consider Aurora is Dynamo, Misfortune is Dynamo, great units already. You want to play them. And then you have everything else. Okay, Morgana, Jin, and Elise are all carries. So you're not really gonna, if you're going fast 9, you're not really gonna play these garbage units just to get more mana. I think it's just gonna be Misfortune and Aurora are gonna be on your team, right? And you're gonna get mana. 5 mana per 3 seconds, not bad. And then at 4, it's 12 mana, and there's 5 of them. So again, you can ditch one of them. Executioners can critically strike. Yeah, if the target's health is below 30%, bonus critical damage is doubled. They gain crit chance and crit damage, and when the enemy is below 30%, they gain double the crit damage. Classic, just like set 10. Executioner trait. And at 5 Executioner, they also gain 15% durability, and it's cool. It goes 2, 3, 4, 5, the trait. And there's exactly 5 of them. Marksman, gain attack damage. After 8 seconds of combat, they increase their bonus by 100%. So 2 and 4 Marksman. There's 5 of them in total. So if you play 4 Marksman, you're getting 45% attack damage. And after 8 seconds, 90% attack damage on all your Marksmen. That is insane. Aphelios is going to love that. And Zaya is going to love that as well. Especially because Zaya is going to have to scale, keep farming the feathers onto that unit. Then that unit dies. The thing, Marksman bonus hopefully going to kick in before the unit dies, right? And then boom, huge explosion with the feathers. Very cool, guys. Not bad. Rapid fire, guys. Your team gains 10% attack speed. Rapid fire champions gain more on each attack, stacking up to 10 times. Okay. So it's like a Ginsu's built in, this trait. I think this is like set 4 or something. Same. So here, there is 5 units, but the trait goes up to 6. And it's a massive increase from 4 to 6. From 10% per stack to 22% per stack. So getting a rapid fire emblem might be cool. And the rapid fire emblem gives +2 attack range to whoever has it. That's one of the new things, so that's cool. A lot of the new emblems, they give another bonus to the unit. Not just the attack damage or whatever when it's made with a sword, for example. But they also gain like a special thing like bonus range, stuff like that. So the Zeri is going to love this trait, right? She's still going to play Ginsu's, I think. You're just going to double down. You're just going to get so much attack speed. You just want to reach maximum attack speed very fast, I would say. Then we have Slayer. Slayers gain attack damage and Omnivamp. Okay, so it's not bonus true damage, it is attack damage. It used to be bonus true damage, I think. In set 6 it was attack damage. In set 9 it was true damage. If I don't remember. If I remember correctly. Something like that. Something like that. But yeah. Slayers gain attack damage and Omnivamp. Overhealing heals the lowest percent health Slayer for 50% of the excess amount. So basically, if one guy is full HP, he would heal himself, he actually heals the lowest health ally Slayer. So the Slayers can jack each other off. Very nice, guys. There is exactly 6 of them, and the trait goes 2, 4, 6. And they get more Omnivamp at 6. Okay? Cool. And overhealing, I assume, from any source. So that means you still want probably Bloodthirster and stuff on them. To just get a bunch of healing. Strategist, okay? So yeah, shurkou reroll, right? Shurkou reroll with Slayer. Gonna be sick, bro. Combat start. Allies in the back 2 rows gain damage amp. Allies in the front 2 rows gain durability. Strategists get triple the amount. So basically, at 5 strategists, you're getting 60%. Damage amplification on the strategists, and your other units are getting 20% in the back 2 rows. And in the front 2 rows, it's going to be 14% damage reduction for the Slayers. it's gonna be 42%. Triple that amount. So yeah, and you have exactly 5 of them. So Ziggs is gonna love that. Nico is gonna love that damage reduction with the shield she's getting. Okay. Okay. And then we have Yumi and stuff. LeBlanc is gonna love that bonus, right? She's gonna love that. And then Echo is just gonna heal. Yeah, damage reduction is good for him. Nice. So yeah, strategist similar to set 9. Not quite the same. It was shield and AP. Here is damage amp and damage reduction. I like this more because damage amp is also usable for physical carries. So that's cool. Techie. Techies gain ability power. Enemies hit by their abilities deal 10% less damage for 3 seconds. Okay. Techies gain ability power and enemies hit by their abilities deal 10% less damage for 3 seconds. This is like the hyperpop trait. But not the same, but it was... remember how the hyperpop trait reduced enemy damage? Cool, okay. 2, 4, 6, 8. You can go up to 8 techies and you don't need an emblem. Aha. And they just get a bunch of AP. This is a little bit of a clown show. And I need to call them out on that. Because we always make jokes how every set feels very similar. And the sorcerer trait always comes back. And it's always the same thing. Right? You know what I'm saying? And this is just the sorcerer trait again. And they literally last set said, okay, we learned something new, guys. We turned the sorcerer trait from 8 to 6 because 8 sorcerer and 8 visionary was very boring. You almost never play them unless you get like 2 emblems because you have no frontline. So we're gonna make it weaker, but at 6, max it out on 6 so you have more flexibility in the comps, which was a great change, right? It spawned the Emissary Sorcerer comp, the Black Rose Sorcerer comp, some different variations, right? It was cool. And now they're going back to 8 Sorcerer. Techie is just Sorcerer. It's the same thing. AP and yeah, damage reduction when the enemies get hit by abilities. So that is, I don't know why they're starting here. There is 8 Sorcerers though, not 7. Yeah, there is 8 techies, so you don't even need an emblem. But it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be the same thing. So Seraphine, Zyra, Shyvana. Okay, Shyvana is a tank, but a 2-cost tank. It's gonna be like Paper, like Vladimir. Veigar, another carry. And then we have Fiddlesticks, is like a drain tank. It's gonna be like Swain, copy-paste, right? Like, it's gonna feel the same. There's no frontline, or not enough. Mordekaiser is kind of frontliney, but it's like similar to Blitzcrank from this current set, right? With the shield. Is that really frontline enough? I don't know. Wouldn't say so. And then you have Brand, ranged carry. And then you have Viego, which is a melee carry. So you have no frontline. You have almost no frontline. You will again struggle with frontline. They were very proud of this change in the last set. And it was a good change. And now they're just like they forgot. A lot of people always criticize Riot for doing stuff. And then they forget next set what they did. And this is what it feels like. This is what this feels like. Because they made a big deal about this. And it was a big deal. It was good. And they said, like, yeah, from now on, these class traits are not that exciting. We're gonna max them out at 6. You don't need 8 Sorcerer, just 6. It's good for more flexibility. And here they are running it back. Weird. Vanguard. Vanguards gain 10% durability while shielded. And combat start and at 50% health, gain a max health shield for 10 seconds. This is a copy-paste trait from set 12, right? Vanguards? Yes. With the Blitzcrank, Mordekaiser, stuff like that. So this is complete copy-paste. And at 6, you will have more damage reduction while shielded. Here, see, this is something they learned from. In set 12, 6 Vanguard was really bad, and then they added the bonus damage reduction at 6. And then it made it good and viable and more fun to play. And here they learned. Here they didn't learn. Okay, cool, we did it. Now, Now, this is the thing. Remember when I said this website has everything, but not quite everything? This is what they don't have. You can see here, if we go to the rapid fire emblem, the holder gains the rapid fire trait. Wrong. The holder gains the rapid fire trait, but also gains +2 attack range. That is what Mortog himself said in his little, or not in the trailer, right? In the dev drop. So this is cool. And he said that all the emblems give some special type of bonus. I think the pan emblems, right? He said. So this is not the case here. Okay, this is not the case here. This is not listed here. So we will have to wait and see. Okay, all pan plus component, yes. They give like a special bonus. But there's nothing written here. The website doesn't have it yet. Unfortunately. But yeah. Strategist emblem and Vanguard emblem are the only ones that are not craftable. But you can still get them from augments. Because they exist. Every other emblem here does not, yeah. Dynamo emblem is also craftable, yeah. Okay, nothing too crazy, right? It makes sense, like, yeah, makes sense. Golden Ox emblem can be crafted, so you can give damage amplification from the Golden Ox trait to another unit. Cool. That is cool, though. That is probably the most interesting here. Or the other interesting thing is the Exotech emblem can be crafted with a quick glove and a spatula. That means you can equip other units with the Exotech items as well, if you have the emblem. Okay. And then the Cypher emblem is the Heartsteel, right? The cash out trade can also be crafted with a sword and a spatula. Okay. Okay, so you can craft the emblem. Ah, and you can make Kingpin. Yeah, you can never make stuff like Kingpin and Amp because they manipulate an ability, right? You also can't make Battle Boss, and Battle Boss doesn't exist. These emblems do not exist, right? Because like that would be a lot of overhead. They would have to make a Kingpin bonus for every unit in the game. That's obviously a lot of work. That is not really worth. Let's be real. Okay, we went through the Exotech items. Alright, guys. Now we are just gonna go through the augments. Ah, hell nah, bro. You got me messed up. All the augments. Okay. Let's try. I'm gonna speedrun, okay? I think, no. If I only click new, I will not see what is deleted. This way we can see what is deleted. You know? Wait, you can make Syndicate? Wait. Oh yeah, you can make Syndicate. So you can, okay, the Kingpin bonus then from the emblem is probably just set, right? The Kingpin bonus from the emblem is just set. Oh, guys, what was the, oh yeah, Divinicorp. Divinicorp, you can also make that emblem. Divinicorp emblem is the heavenly trait. That's cool. That's cool too, yeah. But yeah, Syndicate, you can make Syndicate. Okay. I guess it's just gonna be the emblem itself has a Kingpin bonus. Not every unit has a different one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna go through all the augments, but we're gonna, speedrun. Like, I'm not gonna read backup. Everyone knows what backup does. Your team gains attack speed. We're gonna read the interesting ones, right? Adaptive strikes. Gain a Jax. Okay, Jax carry augment. Your stronger Jax attacks deal bonus magic damage every third attack, which gets stronger each time. His ability grants attack speed. Cool. So it's gonna be like a Ginsu's carry Jax as his carry augment. And then we have Blistering Strikes. Branching out is cool. Gain a random emblem. Now there's also gonna be the hacked. Remember the hacks. They can give you augments. They can give you different augments and stuff. So there's the hacked branching out, which is gain a random emblem and a reforger. Okay? So you will get an additional reforger with branching out plus. Okay? Or maybe branching out plus just shows up as a second augment. Who knows? But it might be a hacked augment. Who knows? Bulky bodies, we know that. Cold shot, we know that. Caretaker's ally, we know that. Climb the ladder. Crafting, corrosion. Okay, we know all of these. Nothing special. Button mash. Poppy carry augment. Remember, she throws the buckler. Gain a Poppy. Your strongest Poppy's ability is replaced with a 3-hit wallop. So it straight up turns her into the puppy from into the carry augment puppy from set 12. The witchy wallop, the fairy puppy. Okay, cool. I'll take it. That was a cool one. With remember with what's it called? Prowler's Claw. She would teleport around. Crazy, bro. Crazy, guys. Cease and desist. Vi. Cease and desist. This reminds me of something. I had to cease and desist this one girl because she just shared pictures of me, you know? I had to cease and desist her. You feel me, guys? You feel me, guys, man? She just spread some pictures, you know? But I mean, honestly, I should have thanked her instead. Because those pictures, all the girls that saw them, they all DM'd me. It was crazy, bro. Nah, I'm telling y'all, bro. Nah, I'm telling y'all, man. I should have thanked her. Gain a Vi. Your strongest Vi gains attack speed. And her ability dashes to the farthest target. Stuns and deals bonus physical damage. That is cool. Remember, she gets a shield and deals physical damage. So she's gonna teleport around. Cool. Okay. So that's a couple carry augments. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, Fine Vintage is back. Yes! Fine Vintage is back. Completed items left on your bench for 4 rounds transform into support anvils. GG, guys. With the heavenly trait, we can play Zizirot spam like a Baus, guys. There was one of my favorite, or if not... Yeah, no. It is my favorite comp ever in the TFT history. It was in set 11. You would take Fine Vintage, you would turn all your items into support items, you would pray that you get 4 Z0 portals, and then just a bunch of other support items. And these Z0 portals would kill the entire enemy team. And you would pair it up with the heavenly trait, and this is the Divinicorp trait of this set. And this was really fun, and they always break the fun in the game by removing these fun things, right? They remove all these interactions, because Riot hates fun, but here it seems like the fun is coming back. Now remember, the hacked augments, it doesn't say here what's hacked and what isn't. I will assume this one is hacked. So if the hack applies to your augment, right, just RNG, everyone gets the same hacks, of course, right? So, but yeah, if the hack trait set mechanic happens at the augment round, then you can maybe get Fine Vintage. Yeah, boy, probably, right? Probably. Then we also have Latent Forge still, that's good. Lake Game Specialist. Okay. Nothing crazy here, nothing crazy. Placebo pumping up. Nothing crazy, we're just going past it. Table Scraps is still there. Nothing crazy. Survivor is still there. Young and Wild in the Tree. Okay, there we go. Underdogs. Whenever your team has fewer units alive than your opponent, your units regenerate 4% health each second. That is an old augment that was really cool. That was a really cool augment. I think, at least I remember Underdogs something. I remember a mechanic like this, but it was like very old, I think. And this is basically, might be a black market augment that also comes in with the hacks, right? We'll see. Wolf Unchained, gain a Silas. Your strongest Silas's ability deals more damage and recasts on kill. Okay? But his health gain no longer scales with ability power. So he's not going to get a crazy amount of health anymore, but he's going to deal a frick ton of damage. That is cool, guys. That is a cool carry augment. Then we are already at gold augments, okay? We have 10,000 IQ. Every 5 rounds with strategies active. Bet whether you'll win more or lose more. If you're correct, gain 5 gold and a completed item anvil. Gain a LeBlanc and Echo. Wow. Every 5 rounds with strategy active. Bet whether you'll win more or lose more. If you're correct, gain 5 gold and a completed item anvil. A completed item anvil potentially every 5 rounds. Wow, that's cool. That is so cool, bro. You will never take this. I will always take this. But you know what? You know what you will never take? You will never hold a girl's hand. True story, man. True story. All that shimmers. Okay. Alter Ego. Alter Ego. Rast carry augment. Gain a Rast. Your strongest Rast enters Shadow Assassin form. Cool. Blue Cane. And his ability is replaced with a dash and 1 hex spin. If it kills, he immediately casts again. This is Kane from set 10, Heartsteel Kane. Legendary Kane, right? Ooh. That is cool, guys. That's a cool one. That's really sick. And then we have this, the crests and stuff. PRB, bad luck protection. Board of Directors. If you have 3 or fewer Divinicorp champions, their bonuses are increased by 50%. Plus 10% for each stage. You gain a Rast and a Morgana. That's a cool thing. So you don't have to go full Divinicorp. You can just have like 2 or 3 sprinkled in, and you will get a bunch more bonuses. Wow. That is a very, very nice design. I love this. And the Board of Directors is such a good flair, right? The name for Divinicorp. That's cool. I like this. This is really unique. Very nice, guys. Not very crazy or anything, but really can be very satisfying and cool if you abuse it well. Bronze for Life is still there. Capacitor. When Techie is cast, grant the lowest health tech shield equal to 20% of the mana spent. Gain a Veigar and a Zeri. So this is basically a sorcerer emblem or a sorcerer augment where they will get, you know, shields and stuff. So you can make up for the lack of frontline by playing a bunch of these techies, which is again the copy-paste sorcerer. So yeah, category 5 still in the game. Cool. Category 5 on Zeri maybe? Zeri maybe category 5? Is the little one gonna shoot? Or do the echoes keep the items? I think they do. So this is gonna be insane on Zeri, right? She's gonna wipe the board if it works on the echoes, on the mirror images she creates. Okay, all of these augments are still in. Cognitive Implant. Interesting. Cognitive Implant. Another trade-specific techie augment. Interesting. I love these augments. Riot moves away from these augments. Why? Well, it creates a dynamic where you can only play the trait if you have this augment. If you don't have this augment, the trait becomes complete garbage, for example, right? If you have a trait-specific augment, you can play the trait. If you don't, the trait is worthless. And that means that all the traits that do not have these trait-specific augments, they have to be on the same level as these comps with that trait-specific augment. So now you have basically, okay, you have a lobby where it's like 2 silver augments and a prismatic or something. No one has Cognitive Implant. No one has Capacitor. Now no one plays techies because they're worthless without them. And then everyone contests the same units. And you might ask, okay, but why do they have to be worthless without them? Well, if they're good without them, then they're broken with them, right? And then this becomes an instant win. So this is a little bit of a thing. This is why they moved away. The best example was the Scale Scorn trait in set 7. It was a trait that would just give you like 40% damage amp on your Scale Scorn units. And if you played Olaf reroll without it, complete garbage. If you played it with it, extremely OP. So yeah, this is why they move away from these. So I'm surprised that they have 2 for the same trait. Cognitive Implant. Your techies gain 5 ability power, increased by 1 for every 2 takedowns. Okay, so it's just it's the learning augment. What was it called? You know the augment, man. Cower Weaklings. Cyberboss abilities reduce the target's max health by 15%. Cyber bosses take 15% less damage from enemies with less max health. Aha, cool. Gain a puppy and a Veigar. Cower weaklings. That's a cool name for an augment. That is also a pretty cool one. Nice. Nothing. Cut purse. Executioners have a 7% chance to drop a gold when their attacks critically strike. Gain a Graves and Rengar. So this is basically like a Gambler's Blade, but for your whole team. Because most of them should critically strike a lot. Cyber deck. On combat start, up to 3 of your Exotech units with 2 items gain an ideal Exotech item. Wow, that's a lot of items, guys. That is sick, bro. I like this as well. Okay, I like the new augments. Divine Ascension. After 12 seconds, your Divinicorp champions ascend, gaining 30% health and 45% attack speed. You gain a Rust. Cool. This is Rust carry augment, imagine. Goes crazy, right? And then the Divinicorp crest and everything. Dummy with a gun. Dummy with a gun. With Syndicate active, your training dummies shoot enemies. Every 2 times they attack, grant the Kingpins 3% attack damage and ability power. Gain 1 training dummy, a Darius, and a Twisted Fate. So if you already have a dummy, you get this. Boom. You play some Kingpin. That is fun. That is fun, guys. Epoch, Executioner Crest. Forward Thinking still in, where you lose all your money. Flatline, Marksman Augment. Marksmen execute enemies under 12% health. Every time a marksman executes, all marksmen gain 8% attack speed. You gain a Jin and a Kindred. Ah, okay. And this is the attack damage trait, remember? So this is pretty cool. This is really cool. I like this. I like this a lot. Ooh, okay. Gold for dummies. Yeah, same thing as always. Freestyling. Clear all painted hexes. When Street Demons start combat on a non-tagged hex, tag it. After all hexes are tagged, gain 30 gold. Wait, isn't that so cool? You take this, and all your painted hexes, which is usually half the board, get cleared. And now let's say you have like 5 Street Demon, you just move them. Over the next couple rounds, you cash out 30 gold. And now what happens is you also have a combat advantage. Because remember, this trait is going to be, your positioning is going to be determined by the hexes. But now you will have your whole board hexed. And now you can position freely. And you gain 3 Street Demons, yeah. But there's 2 1 costs, I think, if I remember correctly. Golden Fleece. Each Golden Ox drops 1 gold after fighting 2 rounds. Your max interest is 7 gold. Gain a Graves and Alistair and 0 gold. The 0 gold is just, it probably used to be like gain 5 gold or something, and then they were like, oh, now it's broken. So we just change it to 0 gold instead of taking out the entire text, right? Because, you know, they might change it again or whatever. Golden Fleece Plus. Oh, Golden Fleece Plus has and 4 golds. You gain 4 gold when you take it as a second augment, which is reasonable. You know? Yeah, it's reasonable. Health is Wealth. Golemify still in there. Hostile Takeover. Cypher. That's the cash out trait. That's going to be cool. Cypher gains 50% of its combat bonus now. Gain 20% intel from kills. 200% intel, so double the intel from kills, but only 20% from losses. Gain a Draven. So instead of making it a loss streak trait, it's now a win streak trait. It's a win streak trait, guys. That's really cool. That is very cool, guys. Nice, guys. We take those. We take those. That's really interesting. Hunter Killer Missile. Every 10 BoomBot rockets fire an HK missile and Hunter Killer Missile at the highest health enemy that deals 600% more damage. Okay, 6 times the damage. Gain a Kog'Maw, and the Skarner. Okay. Every 10 BoomBot rockets fire. Okay, that's really cool. I mean, it seems like this trait will only be playable with this augment, right? But it's going to be very strong with this augment. So again, I'm very surprised that there's so many of these trait-specific augments. They moved away from those, and they're now bringing them back. Not sure what they're thinking. I always loved them. I don't give a frick if it introduces balance issues, because I think they're very fun, and they allow you to play different things every game, right? Because you can get one of these when there's a lot of them in a set. You can get one of these every game, and then you just commit to that comp, and you're gonna have fun. But for some reason, they moved away from them, right? For competitive and stuff, you know. But yeah, it makes sense why they moved away. But they're fun, so I'm glad to see them back. But yeah, we'll see. Keep your friends close. Syndicate Kingpins gain 10% attack speed and 120 health for each adjacent ally in their row. So in their row means only 1 and 2 to the left, okay? The allies gain 175% health, gain a Twisted Fate, and a Darius. Okay, so it's just a bunch of health and attack speed on it. Your whole team, a lot of health, and Kingpins also get some attack speed, huh? Okay. Lethal rerouting. Slayers above 50% health gain 20% attack damage, while under 50% health, they gain Omnivamp. Gain a Vayne and a shurkou. Nothing too crazy, but just a stat stick. Nothing too crazy, nothing too revolutionary, but it seems like it will be strong for those Slayers. Liquidate. When you trade Cypher Intel, okay, that's when you cash out. Your board and bench is sold for 175% value, and you gain 4 Reforgers. So that is the, whoa, that's gonna be so broken, bro. That's so broken, man. That's so broken. Is that 175 or 75? It's 175. So it's gonna be 75% more. Liquidate Confusion Giga Ave. No, man, it's gonna be liquidate, prepare items for a meta level 8 comp, cash out at stage 4-3, infinite, like load up your bench with 500 gold, buy all the 2 stars, put them on your bench, boom, it sells everything. You gain like 200 gold, level 9, roll down, every legendary, and you win the game for free. Every game in high elo, whoever gets this is gonna win the game for free. No question asked. This will be removed or heavily nerfed. But it's gonna be good YouTube content, so amazing. I love this. I don't give a frick about competitive. if they have a augment plaguing them and they lose the game because of it, I don't give a frick. If I put this in the YouTube thumbnail, GG, guys. GG. So this is fun. This is fun, guys. It's gonna be fun. But this is gonna be one of those this is one of those augments where you will be watching K3 Soju and he will scout augments and he will say he will see liquidate and he's gonna say, oh man, this guy gets liquidate for free. GG, man. Frick this game. You know, something like that. This is gonna be that thing. High APM augment. High APM is not an issue for anything that is over like Master. You're overestimating how difficult this will be, guys. It's not very difficult to spam the level up button and then buy every 4 and 5 cost and you're stable. It's not really that difficult. It's really not. And you will make it, you have a team planner. Team planner helps your APM so much, so easy. Even I'm an old man. Even I can roll pretty fast with the team planner. Whereas without it, I would be lost completely. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, long distance pals, whatever. Marksman crest. Memory bank. Gain a Jhin and a Morgana. Dynamos gain 4% damage amp. After they spend 7,000 mana, gain a Muramana, which is a mana Zane probably, And an Aurora. Oh, hell nah, bro. What the frick? This is a legendary, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, that's cool though. That is really cool. That is really cool. I like this. Moonlight, combat start. One, oh yeah, Moonlight, we already know that. New high score. No scout, no pivot is still here, guys. No scout, no pivot, guys. That's huge. That is huge. Because you will be able to make sure to remove items from your Violet and move them through your Vi. Was that good? That was good. That was a good joke, right? The recent times and everything. That was a good ass joke, right? Like it's recent everything, recent events. Crazy, bro, right? We're freaking back. That was witty. GG, bro. Anyway, new high score. Cyber bosses increase their score when they deal damage. When they reach the next high score, they gain 4% attack speed and bonus loot. Cool. You gain a Veigar and a Poopy. That's cool, guys. Hehehe. That is sick, bro. We love that. Okay, loot farming. Always fun. One for all still there. Overclocked. Your amp champions with 3 or more items gain 1 amp. Ah, so you just gain plus 1 amp for free. You gain 4 rerolls and a Fury and an Italy. So you just gain 1 amp for free. So with this, you can go higher on the amp. Remember, the amp trait can only go to 5, which gives plus 4 amp. With this, you can get plus 5 amp. Cool. And that can power your abilities a lot. Nothing interesting here. Polished Chrome. When you 3-star Nitro champions, they gain 16% attack damage, 25 ability power, and grant 10 gold. Gain a Kindred and an Italy. Remember, Nitro is the thing that makes the robot, right? The summoning trait. So this is straight up a reroll comp, completely. They want you to reroll all of them. Cool. 16% attack damage. Okay. Portable Forge still in there. Power leveling. Anima Squad takedowns. Wow. Oh, hold on. That's sick. Anima Squad takedowns have a 20% chance to drop an XP orb that sells for 1 XP. Anima Squad units gain 2% attack speed for each of your player levels. Wow, so fun. So fun, guys. So fun, guys. This is gonna be really fun. Okay, Pyromaniac's still there. Everything, yeah. Reactive Shell. Vanguards gain 8% health. When the Vanguard shield ends, deal 50% of the initial shield as magic damage to their current target. Gain a Skarner and a Vi. But only the Vanguard shields, guys. Not if you have other shields on your ability, on your units, right? So only the Vanguard shields are gonna deal the damage. So it's not like this unending despair or unending despair. It's not like the item. Not as cool, but still okay. They're adding a lot of these trait augments. Reinforcing Skeleture. Whenever a bruiser dies, it permanently gains 40 health. You gain a Darius and Alistair. Ooh, this is gonna be cool for like re-rolling Darius and stuff or something, right? Because you just int him early and then you freaking upgrade him. But I mean, this is great all across the board, right? Like you just have an early Darius and an Alistair, you play full bruiser, and you have these morons dying early. This is really insane. Crazy. Yeah, bruiser is gonna be such a fun comp. Yeah, I agree. Blah 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 blah. Self-destruct. Before dying, BoomBots jump on the nearest enemy and deal 350 physical damage, plus 35% dealt by rockets to adjacent enemies. Okay. Gain a Kog'Maw and a Skarner. I think that's really cool. I think that's so cool, bro. That is so cool, bro. Okay, all of this normal. Speed. Oh, spare parts. Get a Nitro Hex turret that has 50% of your total chrome. Gain a Shyvana. So I guess you you don't just have the robot, but you also have like a little turret that also shoots. Cool. Cool. So a second little mini summon. Speed kills. Rapid fire champions start at 2 stacks and can go to 20 instead of 10 stacks. So lots of attack speed. If you win combat within 18 seconds, gain 2 gold. Okay. Interesting, not bad. Interesting. Nothing else here. This Starry Night is still in the game. This augment is beyond broken. Starry Night will be the best reroll augment. Continue to be it. It's better than Prismatic Ticket. It is beyond overpowered, and it will be completely broken for Nitro. Just so you know. Yeah, it will be completely broken for Nitro. If Nitro is good, well, yeah. Support Spire. After 8 seconds in combat, a support Spire grants Anima Squad a shield. Attack speed or stuns all enemies. Gain 3 Anima Squad champions. After 8 seconds in combat, a support Spire grants Anima Squad, the whole Anima Squad, okay, a shield, attack speed, or stuns all enemies. So it's RNG what it does. Cool. Cool, I like this. Not bad. Tagging Spree. Signature Street Demon Hexes grant 20% attack speed. Gain 3 Street Demons and 2 Spray Can items that create signature Street Demon Hexes. So you get additional signature hexes, and the signature hexes are already stronger than the usual ones, and now they get even more attack speed. Okay. The Chug Bug. Gain 1 Gragas. Your strongest Gragas. The Chug Bug. I guess they can't call it the Chug Jug because that's the Fortnite item, right? That's the Fortnite item. Gain 1 Gragas. Your strongest Gragas attacks have a chance to knock back and deal bonus magic damage. His ability heals and empowers his next attack. Cool. Your strongest Gragas attacks have a chance to knock back and deal bonus magic damage. Aha. His ability heals and empowers his next attack. Okay, yeah. Chug Jug. And then Chug Jug 2 is gain 2 Gragases when you take it as a second augment. Okay, tower defense still there. Trade tracker still there. Nice, thank you. That's a very fun augment. Another augment that is extremely overpowered in competitive, right? Like if someone gets it at a good spot, they will guarantee win the game. But I'm glad it's still there because, you know, it's a very fun augment. But even in competitive, this is one of those augments that is, you know, even in competitive, it's like, even for the best players, it's like, it can get very complicated. Like, this is hard to use even for the best in certain situations, right? When AMP champions die, the nearest AMP champion gains 1 amp until the end of combat. Ah. Okay, so you can get a lot of amp with that. Transference. Okay. Transistor. When Bastion's start of combat bonus ends, 50% of it converts into attack damage and ability power. And they gain 30% attack speed. Wow, that's cool. Okay. That's like for the carry transistors. For the carry Bastion units. Jack's carry augment and then this. You win the game for free. Trial run. Gain an Exotech golem with a copy of each of your Exotech items. It gains 5% health and 12% attack damage per Exotech star level. Gain a Jin and an Afir. Okay. So what if you get 10 Exotech and you get 7 items? Does that work? Does the guy have 7 items? Does the guy just have 7 items or no? Sounds hilarious. Probably not, but like, sounds kind of cool. I hope it does. Wandering Trainer is still there. Worth the Wait is still there. Everything else is the same. And then we have Prismatic Augments, the most fun ones. They renamed the Crown to Circlet. Gain a Bastion emblem and the Galio. Gain Anima Squad emblem and the Yumi. Okay, interesting. Anger Issues still there. Exalted Adventure still there. Great. Amazing. We love it. Axiom Arc. Axiom Arc. Your units gain 50 mana on kill. You gain a complete item animal. This was one of the broken augments in the past that was really badly designed. There's a famous Soju crash out, or not crash out, but like a rant about how terrible this augment design is, because either you're it's a win more augment. Like you basically, if you're winning, boom, you giga win the fight. And if you're losing, you lost. You know, nothing's gonna happen. So, true, but it was very fun. And a game should be fun. But anyway, so at the end of the day, this is gonna be probably a black market augment, so it's gonna be pretty rare, right? It's gonna be very rare. Binary airdrop, probably also a black market augment, so it needs a hack to happen, right? So, gonna be very rare, but this is really cool. Up to 4 champions holding 2 items. You gain a recommended 3rd complete item. You know what's crazy? This used to be all of them. So you just give everyone 2 items and you just win the game for free. And now it's up to 4, only up to 4 champions. That's so little, but it's still good. But that's so little, no? That's so little compared to what it used to be. You just have a whole team with 3 items with this. It was so freaking broken. Okay, blue battery. My favorite augment of all time, I think. Gain a blue buff. Your units gain 15 ability power. After casting their ability, they gain 10 mana. So every unit gains 10 mana after casting ability, and blue buff does the same. So if it's a unit with like very low mana, boom, they just keep perma ulting. Okay? They don't even need to auto attack. They just ult. But yeah. Yeah, cool. Blue battery, again, very rare. Gonna be very rare. BoomBots crown. Oh no, BoomBots is the missile thing. Okay, nothing special here. Build the bot's still there. Call to Chaos still there. Chemtech Overdrive. Open 3 portals to Zon on random hexes in the 2nd row. Any unit that starts combat in a portal gains 250 health and 30% attack speed. On random hexes in the 2nd row. Okay. And drops 1 gold on death. That is, for a prismatic, they could have done something cooler, no? That does not seem very cool. That does not seem very cool. Cruel Pact is back. Again, probably rare occurrence, right? Like a black market augment. Buying XP costs 6 player health instead of 4 gold. And heal 3 player health before each player combat. So this is the super fun augment that they removed. And now it's back. Cursed Crown is also back. Also probably black market. Gain +2 max team size. But take double player damage when you lose a player combat. Insane. So risky. But really, 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 really cool. Very cool, guys. Divinicorp Crown. Okay. Dominance. For every 1 surviving champion after winning player combat, gain 1 gold and gain 16 XP. That's probably at the start of the game. Wow, that's a crazy thing. That's so cool. Ooh, I love this. Dominance is so cool. Wow. Double Trouble is back. Okay, I think Double Trouble, probably also one of those things that comes back. Oh my god, I'm so happy, guys. The next one. Oh, I'm so happy. But yeah, Double Trouble, really cool. 2 copies gain... If you play 2 of the same unit, they gain attack damage, ability power, armor, and magic resistance. And when you use 3-star, you gain a 2-star copy. This was the best version of this. The Twin Terror was complete terrible. Complete garbage. It was health and attack speed that was so boring. AP, AD is way more fun. Way more fun. Enables way more things. Yeah. Guys, Endless Hordes. Gain +3 maximum team size. But your units can only hold 1 item. And their total health is reduced by 20%. Gain 2 gold. This is the most fun augment in the game. So goofy. And you can probably play it with the heavenly trait, right? You just play all the Divinicorp units, and you have so many units that all benefit from the trait, and it's going to be really fun. And the strategist trait. Oh, the strategist trait is going to be good. All of the units gain damage reduction, and all of the units gain damage amplification. Wow, that's going to be sick. That's going to be good content, man. I like this. Exotech Crown. Exotech Crown gives an Insus. Interesting. Unexpected. Okay, this is all flexible. Is still there. Okay, everything is cool. Gargantuan Resolve. Gain a Titan's Resolve and another after 5 player combats. Your Titan's Resolves can continue stacking to 45 instead of 25. The total resist bonus is increased by 25%. It's a prismatic. So it's probably a black market, but it's a prismatic, guys. Whoa. Missed one top right. What did I miss? Oh, future side. You can see who you will fight next. Gain 2 training dummies, each equipped with a Zephyr or Shroud of Stillness. What? How freaking toxic is this one? Yikes, bro. Ultimate Rat. Holy giga cringe. If there's someone, I'm gonna freaking grief them. If someone takes this, I'm gonna grief them the entire game. I'm gonna make them my public enemy number 1. The frick is this, bro? Okay, but the Gargantuan Titans is cool. Holy frick. It's called Hall of Mirrors. I thought it's called Hall of Miners. Oh my god. I thought we're about to get locked up. They won't let us out. They won't let us out. That was crazy, man. That was close right there. Jesus Christ, bro. I was like, what the frick is Riot doing right now, man? Oh, man. I was hearing the hotline blinging. It could only mean one thing. Let me tell you, man. Combat start. All champions in your front row become clones of the champion in the center of the row, and they used to call you on your cell phone late night when you need their love. Clones have 100%... Okay, let me read this again, sorry. All champions in your front row become clones of the champion in the center of the row. Clones have 100% of the original health and deal 20% less damage. That's so goofy. That's so fun. That's a cool one. High-end shopping is back. Champions appear in your shop as if you were 1 level higher. Gain 3 gold. Hedge fund is still there. But again, this is probably, you know, the thingy. Okay, Living Forge is still there. Living Forge is still there. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Watch this. Are you ready? Are you ready, guys? Boom! Luden's Echo. Every 60 mana spent, your unit's next instance of ability damage deals an additional, based on current stage, magic damage to the target and a nearby enemy. So basically, this is they nerfed it though, because it used to be after every ability deal magic damage, right? It used to be so broken because you would just play the little units with like 40 mana and stuff, and it would just spam this and you would just win the game. So yeah, cool, nice. I'm glad it's back. Max cap still there. Nothing special. Prismatic Pipeline still there. Pirates. Your units have a rare chance to drop powerful loot when they kill an enemy champion. I love this. That's cool. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So I guess they took out... yeah, we didn't see Spoils of War 1, 2, 3, right? They took those out. It's just Pirates now. It's just Prismatic. Okay. Quality over quantity is still there. I like that. I love that augment. That's fun. Scope Weapons 2 is also back. Your units that start combat in the back 2 rows have infinite range. And there's a lot of units that scale with range. Like Urgot. The Legendary. Ah, that's cool. Missed 2 traits. What did I miss? What did I miss, guys? What are we missing, guys? Stop it. Final reserves. Where is it? What was final reserves again? Oh. Oh my god. The first time you would be eliminated, you instead remain alive. After this happens, gain 70 XP and set your goal to 90. Excess gold is converted to XP. Holy frick! We win the game for free with this. Okay, probably black market, right? And what else did I miss? That's it? Lifelong learning. Where's lifelong learning? Where's lifelong learning, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, down. There it is. Your units gain 1.5% health every round. If they survive combat, they gain an additional ability power and attack damage. That's a cool one. I like that. That's interesting. Not bad. Not bad, guys. Shock treatment is back. Oh, that's sick. And share the spotlight. Gain a spotlight in the back corner of your board. All units in the spotlight. You gain 18% damage amp, 20% only vamp, and 2 mana per second. Cool. The socialite trait from set 6. Shock treatment. Gain a static shiv and another after 5 player combats. Your static shivs grant 10% more attack speed, and their chain lightning effect deals more damage based on stage level. I wish they did something else. Like I feel like the Ginsu's augment is so cool, and shock treatment was never really cool, right? So I wish they did something a little bit. I feel like this is not good enough for a prismatic. Seems kind of cringe, right? Let's see what Twitch chat thinks. Shurkou, my girl says she will only marry me if you are on her bachelorette party. Ah, that makes sense. I'll show up. No worries, bro. No worries. I'll help you out, man. No worries. Shock treatment plus. Sponging. Nothing here. Subscription service. Everything the same. Tacticians. Thingy. Think fast. Again, think fast is back. Shop rerolls are free until the end of this round. Traits and other augments do not benefit from these free shops. So, like, you can't just get infinite damage amplification from Golden Ox and stuff like that. Yeah. Tiniest Titan. Titanic Strength. Your team gains of their max health as attack damage and 1.25 their max health as ability power. That's sick. That's such a good augment for the Bruiser comp. Wow. That's really good. Unstable evolution. Your champions randomly gain one of the following when they are starred up. 300 health, 30% attack speed, 30% attack damage, or 30 ability power. Insane reroll. Insane reroll augment. Okay, but what if you get unlucky and you just get, on an attack damage unit, you just get ability power like 5 times? Yeah, could happen, but yeah, I guess that's a risk you take. And then worth the wait too. Everything else is the same. Void Swarm is still there. That's gonna be so good for the freaking comp. Oh my god, you have Void Swarm and then Fine Vintage, and then you play freaking Vindicorp or whatever it's called. Divinicorp. Isn't that freaking crazy? And then wise spending? Yeah, when you reroll your shop, gain 3 XP, gain 1 gold. Okay? Wait, I think Prismatic... I didn't see Prismatic Ticket. Guys, I think Prismatic Ticket is gone. Oh no, it's here. Ooh, you can get wise spending Prismatic Ticket Giga combo. That's the Exodia combo. When you reroll a shop, gain 3 XP, gain 1 gold. You win the game for free with this. It's Giga broken. It's actually turbo broken. And then Woodland Charm. Your highest health champion is cloned. The clone has 25% bonus health and 30% bonus attack speed. Yeah, you just have a Giga, another tank, but no items. And that's it. We did it, guys. It took like 2.5 hours, but we did it. I think this is going to be very exciting. Let me know what you guys think. If you want me to do this every set, I think you do. And yeah, say McFlurry. So remember, I told you to say cheeseburger in the middle. Say McFlurry as well. McFlurry in the comments. My voice is broken, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Let me know and subscribe. Peace.